record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Help elevate your company's pride with workplace tips from Cintas. The right workwear helps your team look and perform their best. Cintas has work apparel for almost any job imaginable. Your team gets garments that are breathable, comfortable, and hold up to any job. Cintas even handles laundry and delivery every week with no upfront investment. It's all part of Apparel Plus from Cintas. Learn more at Cintas.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SactownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
No, go ahead. Show her a video. They're showing videos to each other. On your time. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. It's Friday. Take your time.
He does things just.
Yeah, no, this is a Carmichael Dave thing. Oh, your intro's starting here? Check out this cool video. Or let me say this word and then run out the room.
Disrupt him now before our time.
Your mic's not on.
It is on.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just far away from it. Sorry.
Yeah. So, we're going to just start interrupting his show before we come on to Crosstalk now.
We should do that.
My mic is as up as it goes.
Honestly, but I don't know. Here's the thing, and this is genuinely, this is a compliment to...
I don't know. Maybe it's broken.
This is a compliment to Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. You could throw a grenade at them, and they're just like, boop, and they'll just find a way to incorporate it. You could say anything to Dave. Anything, as long as it fills FCC regulations, and he'll just take it and roll with it.
And it
Jason Ross was doing a literal read for a sponsor of the show while you and Dave were having a conversation right next to him about stuff on your shirt.
Exactly, which was not stuff on my shirt. It was holes in my jean jacket that made its debut yesterday, which I was told that I bought in the 80s, which this is very false. I bought it yesterday.
Yesterday?
Oh,
no. A snort 3 minutes into the show.
I bought it yesterday.
Kayla,
sorry.
This is going to be a fun show, let me tell you.
I bought it last year because the 80s
Listen.
Gear is back. 80s fashion is back.
I would like to
yesteryear
as your co-host, and now we've established a deep friendship over the course of the first couple months of the existence of the show.
Almost 3.
Oh my God, already. I would like to express my concern for you in that game.
You should. Which one?
That game we just played. The numbers game.
I am I'm not going to say illiterate. That is very wrong. I have, what's the word again?
Are you dyslexic? Oh, you are?
With numbers. So it's better now, but even in my early broadcasting days, when I had to come from like football games and shooting them and then editing them and then putting scores in.
Oh boy.
Getting
the scores wrong or backwards?
Scores sometimes.
Yep. That happens.
So I know I have something with numbers, and that's why I could never get an A in math. Everything else, A's. Just math, I had to go above and beyond to get even a B.
You know what we need to do is we need to flip the script on J. Ross. We need to put him in that game. Because J. Ross gets to be the moderator of all these games. He is the master of Friday Fun and Games. But we need to put him in it and see how well he does.
Yeah, because he's sitting here dogging on me and Dave because we don't know how to do the numbers game.
Why did you just go Tennessee with it? You're
dogging on him.
You said dogging on me and Dave, and then you went right back in your normal accent.
I do that sometimes.
Just
when I feel like
just certain words.
Yeah. Do you guys know the first time, my first bout in the South? So when I was a baby broadcaster, I got my full-time sports job, my first full-time sports job in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay.
So I was there for 2 years, and then I got a job back in my hometown of Spokane. When I returned to Spokane after those 2 years,
did you have a drawl?
I was told by everyone that I had this Southern accent, and it was like, this is great. And I never even thought about it. And then my second time in Nashville, in the South, where I spent 8 years in Nashville, I don't feel like I ever picked up an accent. Not like I'll say y'all sometimes because it's just easier. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know why that first time I picked up such an accent.
My aunt moved to South Carolina, and she's been California her entire life. She moved to South Carolina. She's been there for, I think, 4 or 5 years now. She's totally Southern now.
Are you serious?
She's totally Southern now. All the mannerisms, all the terms. She puts a drawl on things now. It's just she downloaded the South Carolina software and she speaks exactly like them now.
It's a little bit slower in terms of
slower,
everything.
and then just terminology that she uses. She used a word the other day. I was like, I have no idea what that means. But she's like, that's common around here, and that's how she's like, I'm common around here. I'm like, well, okay, you're literally from California. What are you doing?
That's hilarious.
But hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
I love accents.
I do not.
Love accents. I think accents if you have an accent, you're a million times more interesting to me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I like Australian accents.
Well, good news for you.
I know.
Because we're going to have an Australian accent on this show, and not a bad one that you or I would do or Kyle would do. We're going to have Josh Lloyd of Locked On Fantasy Basketball. He's a good friend of mine, known him for years. And if you are familiar with Josh Lloyd, one, he's probably helped you with your fantasy basketball leagues. But it's not just fantasy basketball that you talk with him. He uses the fantasy basketball platform to essentially be a national media member. He covers the entire league. He's a basketball just nut.
Is he in Australia?
He is in Australia.
That's
right.
wild.
And he is like in my mind, the biggest name in basketball fantasy. He's phenomenal, and he tells it like it is, and he does not pull punches. And we've had many a conversation over the years about the Sacramento Kings. Josh Lloyd will join us at 1:05, and I'm sure he's ready to share what he's got to say about this Sacramento Kings season, the state of the Kings organization, as well as the other stories around the NBA. There are a lot of stories around the NBA that we are going to get to today, from the Milwaukee Bucks just being an absolute mess because of their ownership structure and how this Giannis Antetokounmpo situation makes everything even messier. We're going to talk about Steve Kerr's recent comments, talking about Jonathan Kuminga. Basically said like he needed to be drafted by a bad team, not us, which is interesting. We have some sound to react to of Bam Adebayo talking after Luka Doncic's 60-point game last night. And Bam's just doing a phenomenal job of trolling when it comes to everybody that's hating on his 80-point game. Excuse me. So we'll have that for you. We have a lot of stories from around the NBA to get to. Of course, it's day 2 of March Madness. We'll recap the biggest games from day 1. Games are already on day 2 right now. We have Texas Tech up 26-20 on Akron right now in front of us. So tons of March Madness games to get to. And then, of course, Sacramento Kings basketball last night. Hey, who was the idiot on this show that said the Sacramento Kings are going to win? Oh,
that's you.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. You were like, I'm certain.
They're gonna. I was so certain.
Right? You're like, I put all my money on that they are gonna just whoop.
I saw that starting
the
lineup.
76ers.
I saw the starting lineup, and I was like, and no disrespect to the Sixers, like VJ Edgecombe, phenomenal, and he
really
had a career high last night. Oh, really? A player had a career high against the Kings? Shock, 38. Yeah. But I saw the Kings starting lineup, and I know Nick Clifford was out, which was a bummer. But Malik Monk being back, Russ and DeMar playing, and they didn't play heavy minutes against San Antonio. I'm like, the Kings are for sure winning this game. Then they gave up 45 freaking points in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, Andre Drummond is a three-point shooter now? Okay.
Well, he's in Golden One Center, and he's an opposing team.
I guess so.
So that's the new thing.
Andre Drummond's been in the league since the beginning of time, and all he ever did was get rebounds and dunk, and now all of a sudden he's knocking down corner threes. What the hell?
It's like when they walk through security at Golden One Center, any type of 3-point deficient player or deficient team, they come into Golden One Center, and it's like a beam of security comes down on them and says, you shoot the 3 today.
It's the Sacramento hospitality. Hey, welcome to Sacramento. Your 3-point shot attributes just improved by 10 points. Unless you're wearing a Kings jersey, then they plummeted.
So Andre Drummond made 3 3-pointers last night for the Philadelphia 76ers.
3 for 3.
Yes. In the first 6 years of his NBA career, he made 3 3-pointers.
Oh my goodness. That is weird.
You know, shout out Andre. It was the same spot on the floor, that corner 3, Jerry Reynolds' least favorite shot in the league. Shout out Jerry Reynolds. Hey, he took him with confidence. He drained him. Respect. And respect to that entire Philadelphia 76ers team, because they still have a lot to play for.
Right.
Tyrese Maxey is out, and Maxey is phenomenal. I love Tyrese Maxey. Paul George is still serving his suspension. Joel Embiid is out, right? Yeah. I think Katie shared on the broadcast that the last time the Kings played the Sixers, the equivalent of 96 points in that game for the Sixers was out last night. I'm pretty sure that's the number she said. It was over 90.
A lot.
And that Sixers team came to play, was physical, was scoring left and right on the Sacramento Kings. Now, the Kings fought back. They gave up 45 points in the first quarter, and then they only gave up like 10 points through the first 8 or so minutes of the second quarter, and they got back and actually got a lead. And I was like, okay, good battle back, good turnaround. Regardless of if I want the Kings to lose or not, you like to see that fight back from the Kings. Then Sixers went on a little bit of a run there towards the end of the second quarter, took a comfortable lead into halftime. Kings kind of flirted a little bit getting back, then things got out of hand, and that was that. This is 2 straight games where Sacramento's defense was just atrocious, right? And we know that's Doug Christie's MO, and I saw some people saying on social media last night, oh, there we go, the tank is back. No, I don't think the Sacramento Kings tanked last night. I just think the Sacramento Kings were out-muscled by Philly. VJ Edgecombe was fantastic in this game, as was Quentin Grimes and Justin Edwards. Like, they were both all 3 of them were really, really good. And you couldn't stop anybody. Second straight game where you could not stop anybody. And that's top to bottom, right? There's no blame goes on any one particular guy. It's not veterans. It's not young guys. It's not Maxime Raynaud. It's not anybody. The Kings defensively could not stop anyone over these last 2 games. And it's 2 losses.
And I think you have to take into account, you know, in the last 2 games, the pathetic defense that it was. I mean, let's call it what it was. But both teams did shoot well from the perimeter. So it's like, how does that affect that, you know, the defense in particular, how they play when these teams are able to kind of shoot from the perimeter at a consistent level throughout the game. Like, it clearly is affecting the rest of the way that they're playing defense against these types of teams. And again, it's not like San Antonio lives and dies by the 3. That's not how they are at all. They're a balanced team, but they just couldn't miss from 3 either.
Right. They had a franchise record 25 threes in that game. And they also had like 40-something assists to like 6 turnovers or whatever.
Yeah,
they carved
ridiculous.
the Kings up, but you'd expect that because, again, the Spurs are an elite team. The Spurs are a title contender, which, by the way, Victor Wembanyama hit a game winner last night. Like that team.
He's so good.
That team's a team of destiny, man. I'm so all aboard the San Antonio Spurs bandwagon. Now, I'm not going to be like some people in Sacramento that are now Spurs
Wearing
fans
jerseys?
and buying Spurs jerseys. I don't know where the hell all of y'all came from, but hey, enjoy it, I guess. I'm not going to go that far. But I'm very much in the belief of the San Antonio Spurs are a legitimate title contender, and in fact, I've said on this show, I think the Spurs are my pick to win a championship this year.
I think they could do it this year.
I just think they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think they could do it this year too.
I think they're incredibly deep, incredibly talented on both sides of the ball, and Victor Wembanyama is an absolute freak of nature. Like, and they are the team in my mind that will beat OKC. But the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference, while I wouldn't put Philly in the conversation or on a similar tier as Boston and Detroit, except now Detroit is without Cade Cunningham with that collapsed lung, which is still just so jarring to even say. Cleveland, New York, I'd put all those teams in a significantly higher tier than the Philadelphia 76ers, but the Sixers still have expectations. They're going to try and get healthy by the end of the season, get Paul George back from his suspension in the somewhat near future. I don't remember exactly when. But like Philly's a good team too, and they had stuff to play for last night. And one of the things Katie Christensen said on the broadcast that I actually really agreed with and appreciated is she said, like, this was a really good sign if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan. You're missing all these guys, you're missing all these top stars, and your bench guys stepped into starter roles. And granted, it was against the Sacramento Kings, but they were on the attack. They kicked butt. And they won this game. Like, that was I would be very encouraged if I was a Philadelphia 76ers fan with what I saw from the Sixers as a team last night.
I think the Sixers are actually interesting. I think the Sixers are actually not talked about much. I mean, specifically this year. And yes, there's been injuries, but we look at the league and we hear the names that we've talked about all year long. I mean, you can name them. We're like, oh, yeah, we know a lot about this team. The Sixers, I think, are just kind of like floating out there.
There's
like,
an air around the Sixers of, but.
I know.
Doesn't matter what they do. It's like, but.
Right. And so I don't know if that's, and again, they're an East Coast team. Like, usually we hear a lot about East Coast teams because the narrative builds around a lot of the East Coast in sports. But clearly over here, there's some great teams as well. But I'm just always like even listening to the bigger, ESPNs and like when they do NBA Today, and like the 76ers are just not really a topic ever. So I just find it interesting, with the pieces that they do have when they do get healthy, there's a lot of talent on that team.
There is.
A lot of talent.
I love Tyrese Maxey. I am not a believer at all in the 76ers. I don't think the 76ers are going to do anything in the playoffs unless Tyrese Maxey scores like 40 points a game,
they're
which he's
stuck
capable
in the middle
of.
team.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a playoff team.
But kind of
I think they're a good team.
Yeah.
But compared to the top teams in the league,
So stuck in the middle.
How do the 76ers beat any of those juggernauts in the East 4 times? How? I don't know. Like, unless Tyrese Maxey literally goes bonkers or Joel Embiid looks like an MVP again, which I guess is possible.
Yeah.
But again, if I'm a 76ers fan and the way I saw my team as a whole step up and play last night, the belief I have in VJ Edgecombe, I'm like, okay, maybe there is something there. Mm-hmm. But all of that doesn't matter. Yeah, the Kings lost. Who cares? Because Maxime Raynaud is a freaking beast.
Yeah.
Man. Back-to-back 30-point games. He's the first King to have back-to-back 30-point games. Kings rookie, to have back-to-back 30-point games since, I lost it. I had Frankie's, it was a Kings tweet. I'm so sorry. I should have had this open.
That's what we do.
Not that Frankie. Frankie did not have it. I'm sorry. I should have had this open because I want to make sure I get it right. Yes. He is the first King since Walt Williams, Kings rookie, to have back-to-back 30 or more point performances in consecutive games. That's since 1993. And think of all the really good rookies that Sacramento has had since that point. All the high draft picks. Tyreek Evans never did that. DeMarcus Cousins never did that.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox never did that. 42nd overall pick Maxime Raynaud just did that.
Jeez.
And he also joins the other two that have done that ever in Sacramento era franchise history are Lionel Sivins and Oscar Robertson. Pretty good company that Maxime Raynaud finds himself in. Just an absolutely absurd accomplishment from Max. Over his these are his totals from his last 2 games. 63 points, 24 of 42 from the field, which is 57%. 5 of 9 from 3-point range. That's 55%.
Right,
the league is cooked because Max is shooting threes like he's back at Stanford again. And he's knocking them down. I love to see it. 13 rebounds. Yeah, we wish that number was higher. 5 assists, 2 blocks. He's played 78 minutes over the last 2 games. But 63 points for Maxime Raynaud. He's on a heater. He's found stuff that works. The Philadelphia 76ers were playing a physical brand of basketball, disruptive basketball last night. And Max still got his. Russ and Max continued to connect the way that they have all season long in that pick and roll game.
Yeah, because Russ had like 8 assists. I think 4 went to...
4 were to Max.
And Max, honestly, Max just sticks out. Like, when you're watching games right now, and clearly he sticks out in the last 2 games because he scored 30 points, but he just like he's right now the one you look at as like, oh, that's the star of your team? That's the type of basketball he's playing. And I like he has like a little bit of like attitude to him that I like that he plays with. There was a foul that I think he picked up. I believe it was later in the game, and he was kind of on the ref. And then
he talks to the refs a lot.
He does.
He does.
Look, and you might like that. You might not like that.
I mean, it's not Luka standards.
It's crazy, like, as young as he is, like, the confidence he's built in himself. As a player, you look at him maybe being like a 3-year player at this point.
Yeah, no,
just the way that he carries himself with the confidence on the court.
He's always had that. That was the first impression I had of him when we got to
maybe it's a French thing.
Meet him and have a conversation. Maybe it's a Stanford thing. I mean, the dude is brilliant. Like he's brilliant. He's a Stanford type guy with incredible basketball ability,
talent
at an NBA level. Like he's brilliant. And
also, I think he has like a mathematics degree from Stanford.
Something. Yeah, he's just he's brilliant.
Doesn't surprise me.
But he has a bunch of confidence. He does not carry himself like a rookie does.
No.
Doug Christie has talked so much this season about how much of a sponge he is and how coachable he is. And Doug has told the story of fairly recently after practice, Max, Russ, and a particular assistant coach. Oh no, it was him. It was Doug. Doug, Russ, and Max were all like staying after working together on very specific things in the pick and roll because Doug talked a lot about Max found something that worked and then teams had him on the scouting report, so they started taking that away. So then Russ and Max started working together to figure out, okay, so how do we counter this ourselves? Now where do we go? What do we do? And that's how influential, that's how essential Russ has been to the development of Maxime Raynaud. And coming up at noon during our lunch break, we're going to have a conversation about Russell Westbrook's future in Sacramento because I've said here on this station a number of times that I would personally prefer Russ not to be back. But there's kind of a backwards scenario in my head involving the Kings drafting a point guard that I would be open to and okay with Russ being back in that scenario. And it sounds crazy because why, if you drafted a point guard, why would you bring Russ back? But this is what I have in my head. It could be crazy, but it's something that I'm thinking about. So we'll talk about that coming up at lunch break at noon because there is no underselling the importance of of Russell Westbrook for Maxime Raynaud's development and the confidence that that Russ has instilled, not just in Max, in Dylan Cardwell.
Sure.
Frankie Cardicelli shared that Russ famously told Dylan, be yourself.
Yep.
Like, go do the celebrations.
Okay. Yeah, be okay to do that.
Do the Spider-Man stuff after you score a basket. Be yourself out there. So you see Russ's impact and DeMar's impact as veterans on this team all over the place. And now we're seeing the blossoming of Maxime Raynaud in real time. And even if it is in back-to-back losses that were pretty much blowouts, the numbers that Max is putting up are pretty sensational.
Real quick, you mentioned DeMar DeRozan's name. Is DeMar, and I know in the second half he was better, is DeMar, like, I feel like he's in a little bit of a weird because he's the most consistent guy on this team and has been. I think he's been a little bit of a drought, if I call it that, or a.
You mean in the last 2 games?
I don't know.
Because he just scored 40 3 games ago.
Yeah, but then ever since then, it's
the last
been
two,
a little bit of a.
The last 2 games.
Like
certainly,
he hasn't got off to a good start. I mean, in the previous game against the Spurs, I believe he had 2 points, and then he was kind of like non-existent out there in the first half of this last game, and then I know he picked it up in the second half.
Yeah, last night he played 23 minutes, 13 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 5 assists. The common denominator that I see between the last 2 games and the 3 before that where he was cooking, were the last 2 games, the Kings were in a big hole early because as a team they couldn't play defense. Right. It's not just, DeMar didn't play defense or Russ didn't play defense. Right. Nobody played defense.
No one did.
The Kings got blitzed in both games in the first quarter. So I think the common denominator there is it was ugly early, and the Kings pivoted, I guess, more towards the youth movement a little bit more.
He just started pretty.
But that's the thing.
Rough.
That's the thing with DeMar, because you go back to a handful of weeks ago, and it was like, okay, DeMar understands the assignment because he's passing the ball more and he's shooting less, and it seems like this is rebuild DeMar DeRozan.
But is he thinking about that now?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't think Doug is telling him don't shoot. Of course.
Right.
I don't know. I think DeMar's just trying to be a good vet and a good pro and filling in and fitting in where he needs to fit in. And he recognized, hey, no Russ, we're super shorthanded. Mm-hmm. We only have 8 guys available the other night against, who did he score 40 against? Was it, I don't remember.
I know, I don't either.
Whoever it was, he looks at that and goes, well, there's nobody else here. I gotta go. I gotta cook. And he was on that heater a little bit. So I think DeMar's just trying to be a good teammate. That's truly what I think.
I'm just always so used to DeMar, just the literal epitome of steady. Consistent.
He's been that his entire career, so there's a reason why you're used to that. We'll take the break. When we come back, March Madness is going down. Santa Clara is up on Kentucky right now, albeit only by 2 points. You got Texas Tech up on Akron. And we got to go through all of the games from yesterday, and how are we doing so far in our March Madness Last Man Standing competition as a show. We will discuss. It's Matt Kayla just getting started on a Friday here, Sactown Sports.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the madness, and your HVAC system is in a full court press. Cold mornings, warm afternoons. Your heater and AC are battling, and your system is working overtime. Don't let your comfort get knocked out. Score Brower Mechanical's Madness BOGO Special. Buy a heating maintenance and get a free AC maintenance for just $89. Call 916-352-3113. Brower Mechanical. Residential and commercial HVAC sales and service. License number 1081055.
Dribbling left, crosses right, into the paint, jump stop inside, reverse layup, no good. Rebound inside, Mark's got it. Ahead, Johnston on the run to the basket, let it in! 10 seconds to go! Brody is looking, he'll throw the baseball pass into the front court. It is intercepted by Anderson, and the Panthers have reached their highest point. The High Point Panthers stun Wisconsin 83-82, and High Point will move to the second round.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Yeah, High Point had the biggest upset of the day yesterday, and that happened during our show. We were watching that game with Wisconsin losing. I don't know how many brackets that busted specifically, but it certainly ended a lot of perfect bracket streaks. So far on this show, in Jason Ross's famous annual bracket challenge that features 290 brackets
That's crazy.
this year.
Almost 300, huh?
Yeah, Kayla's doing quite well.
I was in third, and now I don't know what game I missed late because I thought I got all the games late, but I'm down. I'm tied for 12th now.
So you've got 14 right? Is that what it is?
I believe so. No, 13.
I have 12 right.
If you click on your bracket, you can open which ones you got right and wrong.
I'm in 55th. What do you get for 55th?
I know, right? Do you get
Jason
like
Williams
a
jersey?
dollar or something?
And 209th, baby.
Oh, Kyle's a late bloomer. He'll be back.
Well, I was gonna say all my Sweet 16 teams are still alive.
As are mine. So we're
well, I guess I'm not gonna win then.
You never know. You have a chance. You never know.
So who'd you lose with, Kayla?
Oh, I don't know. Did I even pay attention to that Georgia-St. Louis game? I didn't even pay attention to that yesterday.
St. Louis beat the brakes off of Georgia.
I lost that game. That's
102 to 77.
Yeah.
Big
a team scored 102?
Yeah, St. Louis.
That's insane. Against Georgia?
St. Louis cooked.
Wowzers.
Is Tom Crean still coaching Georgia? Who's the coach there now?
No, I don't think it's Crean. Is it? I don't think it's Crean. And then I missed the Wisconsin High Point game. And I missed.
Did you have Texas over BYU?
No, I didn't. Which I should have because I actually don't have BYU. I didn't have BYU going far, and I should have believed in Sean Miller. Like if any coach is gonna create an upset, it's Sean. He's got so much tournament experience and most of those years at Arizona.
By the way, Georgia has the guy that got fired at Florida before Florida hired the guy who took him to the championship.
That is right. He's actually a Nashville native. That was a big controversy down there in Florida when that happened. Yeah.
Well, like I mentioned, BYU lost to Texas 79 to 71. AJ DeBonsa cooked.
Man.
35 points, 10 rebounds. He's the first freshman ever to put up a 35-point, 10-rebound double-double in the history of the NCAA national tournament. The first ever to do it. The dude has no freaking help.
He has no help, and he played, again, the entire game.
He had one teammate scored double digits.
Right.
And they had 14 points. His bench had 0 points. Everyone else was single digits.
You can't win a tournament game like that.
It was AJ DeBonsa and company.
He did everything, though, yesterday for them.
He did literally everything.
And I know he had 5 turnovers, but again, that is what happens when you literally put not only your team on the back, but I feel like the coaches, the stands, like everything on his back.
The entire state of Utah.
Yeah, he hit some threes. And I know he wasn't perfect. There was a turnover in the end that I know he wished he would have had back because it was a tight game in the end.
He had 5 turnovers in the game.
He had 5 turnovers, like I said, yeah. But he had that behind. What was that move where he went behind like himself, like the hoop? And please tell me.
The reverse layup?
Yeah, I think it was a reverse layup. I can't even remember now because it was It was like earlier in the game.
I don't remember it.
But yeah, I retweeted it. Like the guy is, here it is right here. The guy is just spectacular, and he just looks like he's ready for the next level.
Get him in a freaking Kings jersey, please, God. Please.
Have you heard anybody say that? Oh, no, it was reverse dunk.
Reverse dunk?
Yeah, it was reverse. Here.
I don't remember it. I missed it.
It's right here.
Ah!
I mean, he's just nasty, man. And anybody that says, like, oh, you know, he didn't help his team win the first round of the tournament, like, go on home. Go on home.
Well,
in most years, the number one picks don't even make the tournament. Didn't the
That's
Rutgers
true.
had Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, and they didn't make the tournament last year?
Well, because BYU went down, I am the first and only
Oh, no.
of our 3-man and woman league here, our last man standing competition here. I'm the only one to lose somebody. I'm down to 3.
Dang it.
I mean, you almost lost Vandy, too.
I was nervous. Let me tell you, I was nervous, but Vandy pulled it out for me. Duke had me nervous a little bit, too. That game was going on during our show, but Cam Boozer and company secured the victory. Cam Boozer, 22 points, 13 rebounds. He also turned the ball over 5 times. He got to the free throw line like 14 or 15 times in that game. He was a force down low.
Mm-hmm.
Duke beating Siena 71-65. They're going to have to play a little bit better if they want to make my bracket fulfilled and win the national championship.
Yeah, I didn't love the fact that it was close for that long. I'm not going to lie. And we have something in Pick a Side coming up, so I'm not going to spoil it yet.
Yep.
Something in particular that one of their players told Tracy Wolfson after the game or at halftime, I can't remember, that I'm like, do we like that he said that? Do we not like what he said? So that's coming up on Pick a Side. But it was a little too close for comfort for too long for me. And again, I know Boozer is playing with some new guys. By the way, his brother played pretty decent too yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But you are Duke. You are the number 1 overall seed. And you let that school hang with you, Siena, for that long?
They led for the vast majority of the game.
Like I didn't love that. They got to figure some ish out.
You got to wake up, Duke. We'll see how they perform in the next round. Houston, another one of Kayla's teams in our Survivor League. Houston destroyed Idaho, 78-47. I've shared that I'm not the biggest fan of Kingston Flemings. I like some of the things that he does. Kingston Flemings played really, really well.
He did.
In this game. He cooked. I mean, 18 points, 8 of 12 from the field, super efficient, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a couple of steals. Kingston Flemings was really good, and then after the game, he got called out by his own teammates because at the press conference, what is it he took as a souvenir?
It was his little name, his little nameplate, and I thought it was so cute.
Good
I was
for him.
like, that just touched my heart.
I would do that.
He wanted to take the nameplate, so they were at the presser, and it's 2 players and Kelvin Sampson, the head coach, and they get up, and Kelvin stays because there's more questions for the head coach. And as they get up, he goes, "Hey." He comes back. He said, "Can I take this?" And they were like, "Oh, no, not yet, not yet." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And Kelvin was like, rookie mistake.
No, he said the most freshman stuff ever.
Most rookie thing ever.
Let him have his freaking name tag, man.
It was so cute,
Give
though.
him the
I was
memento.
like, what a cool moment.
But yeah, really Kingston Flemings played extremely well. Shout out to him. Shout out to Houston for beating Idaho. They move on. Illinois destroyed Pennsylvania 105-70. That's one of my teams, but we particularly are paying attention to them because the son of Kings legend, Peja Stojakovic, and Jesuit's own Jesuit High School here in Carmichael, and Andrei Stojakovic scored 9 points in 20 minutes off the bench. So good to see him on that big stage. Here you go. Your boy, Arkansas, destroyed Hawaii 97-78. Darius Acuff, 24 points, 9 of 19 from the field. Kind of a quieter game for him from three-point range, but still good. 2 of 5 from 3, and also 7 assists. I mean, offensively, Acuff was everything that we expected. There's a reason why he's climbing up a lot of people's boards.
Yeah, it's just like the secret, if there ever was a little bit of a secret on Acuff, which I do feel like at the beginning of the season, and really it came to light about 3-4 weeks ago when he started to be fully healthy. The secret is no longer there. Like he is being praised by a lot of the national media, by NBA players. And so, look, like he's got a lot right now riding on this tournament because I think people expect Arkansas and Coach Cal to go far. Coach Cal recently in his Kentucky years has not been able to achieve that, and that was really a big thing in Kentucky that they kind of were over in terms of not reaching the potential they needed to. But he's got a special guy in Acuff, and I think they can go as far as Acuff can take them, and so we'll see. We'll see if they can go to that Final Four, but they could very well be a Final Four team in my eyes because of Acuff.
Kentucky might have to look in the mirror a little bit because right now they're only up 2 on Santa Clara.
I know.
So we'll see if they're able to pull that
and
game
good for
out.
Santa Clara.
Going back to Darius Acuff, though, as he's risen up boards and started to get more attention, so too has his defense.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are really starting
Correct.
to put his defense under the microscope a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's something that's going to be a major talking point or something to keep an eye on throughout this tournament as the competition only gets better. It's great competition throughout, but it's only going to get better. And people are starting to find film and dissect Darius Acuff's defense.
That guy, by the way, is taking like some hits for that.
Oh, the guy who cut that. I mean, it's a fair criticism, though.
It's like he doesn't like that guy doesn't need to take unwanted hits. Like,
no, it's a fair criticism, and
criticism.
it's not dragging anybody through the mud. It's just talking about all elements of their game. And Darius Acuff, in most people's minds, outside of for God's sake, Kansas. Jeez,
Darren Peterson.
Darren Peterson.
Yeah.
Thank you. He is the best scoring guard in this draft, and to a level that we think is elite. Like, the shooting is elite. It's been so this year for Arkansas. But defense is a concern, and that's especially important for when looking at it from a Sacramento Kings standpoint, because scoring guards haven't necessarily seemed to be the fit or the type that Scott Perry and by proxy Doug Christie have liked.
Yeah,
so
it's a good,
I don't know if that's going to matter. But
no, it's a good point. Fit, I do think like Perry is looking for a certain guy. That does not mean that Acuff isn't that guy.
No.
And by the way, it's not to say Acuff can't come here if he were drafted here. If anything, Acuff is a moldable guy. Like, Acuff is a competitor, and he is going to do what the coaches want him to do without completely taking away from his game. I think he could become better defensively, honestly, on a team like this with a guy like Doug Christie.
Texas Tech is up 40-35 on Akron at halftime. Kentucky's up 46-44 on Santa Clara. Arizona and Long Island University just begun. Arizona's already up 12-2 in that game. We'll have Virginia in action today. Iowa State in action today. Alabama. Utah State versus Villanova. That's going to be a good one. Tennessee versus Miami of Ohio. That darling team this season. And later this evening, Florida will be in action, and Kansas will be in action this evening. So another jam-packed day of exciting March Madness hoops. We'll update you as the show goes on. But coming up next, it's Friday. That means it's time for Q&K with Kayla Anderson. We'll be right back with that. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? Chad Hoblett's with us from Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Declaration of Deals sales event?
There's nothing more American than a Jeep. And with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on a new Jeep Wrangler Willys when you save up to $7,500 off MSRP. This is the most capable and versatile 4x4 Jeep on the road, and could be yours.
Well, what else do you have?
We have it all. When you check out the certified pre-owned Supercenter, we have over 200 vehicles waiting for you, including nearly 120 vehicles under $30,000. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet, and take advantage of our award-winning customer service. As a fifth-generation dealer, you're not a number, you're family.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$7,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Willys after $3,000 factory rebates and $4,500 Hoblet discounts. Rebates may include $1,500 select inventory cash on select inventory, $1,000 SFS bonus cash, must finance through Stellantis, 5% savings, see dealer for details.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing live DJs, mechanical bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Highway Patrol, Fox Family Heating and Air, and Tacovas. More info at CITPFest.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
It's time for Q&K. Kayla's got questions. We've got answers. It's Q&K on Matt and Kayla.
Yes, indeed. It's Q&K on a Friday and Q&K on a Monday as well. We start and end the week with the brilliance of Kayla Anderson, in addition, of course, to every day, Kayla's 2-minute drill, which, of course, is coming up for you at 12:44, giving you all of the stories around the NFL today, although basketball is king right now. But Kayla,
Yes.
What's the Q&K on this Friday?
It is taking over the weekend for the next couple of weekends, few weekends, college basketball. So I had to keep it theme. And I had to keep it theme in terms of a guy that we really love here, or at least a lot of us love, and we would love if the Kings took him in the draft. That is AJ DeBonsa.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw this late last night on X, and it came from a guy by the name of Brian Drake. He's a fantasy football guy. Also, though, a writer just in terms of all sports. He's on Sirius XM Fantasy. So he posed this kind of setup to that will be my question at the end. So BYU paid $7 million to DeBonsa. He led the nation in scoring. They finished 10th in the Big 12. They were a 6th seed in the NCAA tournament after, of course, losing that key guard injury. And they lost to 11 seed Texas, team that finished 10th in the SEC. So when it's all said and done, guys, I ask you, gals out there as well, is that NIL money well spent?
I absolutely think so. I mean, he put BYU on the map in so many ways. Also, BYU recently got, I don't remember the young man's name, but got another 5-star recruit that will step into the shoes of AJ. Regardless of how BYU's run went and their losses, they were nationally ranked for a period of time. Everybody was tuning into BYU games every single night for AJ. It brings a lot of attention to your school. It brings notoriety to your school. It makes that brand far more public. If you have the money and are able to spend that NIL money the way BYU is able to, do it. It's a good investment. AJ is a phenomenal player. He also handled himself brilliantly this entire year. Had great stories about him, the stuff that he did off the court. I think the season in general for BYU, even if it ended in disappointment in the opening round yesterday versus Texas, I think it's a smashing success of a season for BYU basketball, and they should feel pretty good about it, and they have kind of a model going forward. Might be a pay-to-win system, but hey, you got the money.
And Kyle, before I get to you, I just, I really truly thought about that question because I'm a little biased sitting in this chair in Sacramento, California, knowing what AJ is and how much we would love to see him here in a Kings jersey. And so sometimes I think I'm one-tracked mind in terms of maybe what that money meant there if they're not going to reach a certain level of success.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's all said and done, I think I agree, like $1.7 million is a lot of money, but if they wouldn't have had the injuries, I think it could have been a little bit different of a season and run in the tournament. But overall, I think it was a success as well. But I wonder like what fans and, people that invest in that program think when you are eliminated in the first round by an 11 seed. So, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, the question of whether it's worth it, I feel like, can go different ways. Like, financially, if you're looking at the books, was it worthwhile for BYU to spend that money? I don't know. But the whole construct of NIL and really the whole construct of this new pay-to-play college sports system, which has kind of always been around, but it used to just be under the table.
Sure. McDonald's bags.
Yeah, and Eric Dickerson showing up to school in a Lamborghini.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, in this system, it's not about whether it's worth it in the pocketbooks. It's more so people with a lot of money want to spend their money on making this product good. It's kind of the unique history of college sports that I feel like they're going to run into a lot of issues with when, for example, they try and institute a salary cap or a revenue sharing system with the schools, is that these people who have the money just want to pour it into their basketball program, right? If you want to pay AJ DeBonsa $7 million, which is like double the next closest player in college basketball, and BYU is a private institution, they've got tons of disposable income, and if that's how you want to spend it, by all means, go ahead and spend it. So, like, if it's worth it for them, it's worth it for them. It's just, again, as long as it's not money that's, again, do I think that money could be going to other better things? Yes. But if you want to spend your money on paying AJ DeBonsa to get bounced in the first round of March Madness, then I'd say it's money well spent. I would much rather it go to that than some of the other things they could be spending their money on.
I mean, but I get what you're saying, but also undermining the significance of that for the organization or for the school by saying you're paying to get bounced in the first round. AJ DeBonsa brings a ton of eyeballs, and in theory, the more that BYU is on the national stage because of a guy like AJ DeBonsa, in theory, that should help attract more recruits that you won't have to throw maximum NIL money at in order to bring them into the building. You have to start somewhere, and by throwing $3 million at AJ DeBonsa, we have no idea how much NIL money they threw at their next 5-star recruit.
Sure, we'll
Only
find
time
out
will tell,
eventually,
but the more you increase your brand, the more people see BYU in the tournament every year, and BYU nationally ranked, and BYU on ESPN a ton because top prospects are there, and you associate top picks in the draft with BYU. Granted, they paid for those initially. The better it is for the program in the long run to attract more of that talent for, in theory, less money.
I think what's hard with BYU, why it's even more of an uphill climb, even when you attract some of the top prospects, is you got to make sure, because you're in the Big 12. And the Big 12, like I've harped on all year, is the best conference by far.
They'll leave you behind.
This is a conference that is elite right now in terms of basketball. And so you have to make sure as a coach that you are able to, like, you're bringing in these big guys, these stars or these prospects, but you got to make sure you've got another supporting cast group around those guys, because if one goes down, like we've seen this year with their guard, you can't put it always just on the prospect and say, hey, go out there and win us all the games, even though that's going to be what's expected by many. Like, thank God that's not what we're saying about AJ, because we just know how special AJ is. By the way, in a way, I guess it's good for AJ to let his body finally rest. I mean, this is a man who's been playing almost every game, the entirety of games. He did actually, after the game, speak about coming back, and he pretty much said, like, that is my mom's decision on what happens next.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and her mom, his mom is going to decide that you need to go to the NBA.
Yeah, right.
Mom was like, honey,
yeah, right,
I need a new house.
You could have bought that already.
Yeah, like $7 million can get you some nice property.
Hey, there are some beautiful houses, Miss.
I was just gonna say,
Mrs. I don't know, but there's some beautiful houses around Sacramento. Sure. Hey, can I show you Granite Bay? Can I show you El Dorado Hill? There's plenty of nice places out here that you can be close to your son while he's balling out for the Sacramento Kings. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like the BYU motivation of it all is interesting. You kind of touched on it, Matt, which is like, they are trying to get into the big money college sports game, it feels like, really for the first time.
Yes.
And
they are
paying their way in.
Yes, and they have just exorbitant amounts of money to do it with, both with the church and just the donors to the school that are worth a lot. Like the Jazz owner is worth like $7 billion himself and was like funding AJ DeBonce's high schools basically to get him to go to BYU. So like, it reminds me a lot of like Oregon like 25 years ago, where it's like, we have all the money in the world, like Phil Knight, Nike money. We have all the money in the world and we want to build this into a premier athletic program. And they were doing it from the bottom of the Pac-12. Right. And like it took them a while to get the infrastructure. They hired Chip Kelly and they went on that championship run back in the 2010s. Then little by little, they built it to the point where it's like now every single recruiting ranking you see, it's like Oregon's number one, because they're just throwing money at all. They just took Nebraska's starting quarterback, and he's going to be their backup next year. So like BYU's in the early process of that, I feel like.
And just a reminder for those of you who might be concerned, like, wait, is AJ seriously considering staying in college? He was the highest paid college basketball player in terms of NIL money at just over $3 million, right? If he's the number one overall pick in the draft, his salary range will be between $11.5 million to $13.8 million. If he is the second pick, it's around $10.3 million. The third pick, $9.2 million. The fourth pick, $8.3 million. And we don't have to worry about any further than that.
No.
He's going to double or triple or maybe even potentially quadruple the amount of money that he was making at BYU as soon as he's a rookie. Yeah. He's going to the league. Yeah. We don't have to worry about this. He's going to the league.
But he's not going to sit there and say that right after a
Of
game,
course,
right?
but I'm manifesting it. Damn it, he's going to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. Please.
Or they won't get the number one pick, then he'll go back to college, and then they get the number one pick in 2027.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Everyone is afraid, oh, no, AJ's going to go back to college because he doesn't want to play for the Kings. No, if the Kings don't get the top pick, AJ's going back to college because I want to play for the Kings next year.
There you go.
Woo!
Power of the mind right there.
The
Just
copium
think it into existence.
The copium is flowing.
And then the Jazz will be too good to get the top pick next year.
Kyle Ledbetter is cooking.
Boom.
Let me tell you. When we come back, we talked about this a little bit towards the end of yesterday's show. Shout out Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, who brought this to our attention, although apparently they're mad about it now.
I guess we're show stealers.
Apparently, listen, I thought this was a team thing here. I thought we all worked together on this station to share information, but apparently not, according to the afternoon show. But we're going to talk more about Dennis Schroeder's comments about his time with the Sacramento Kings and them not being true to their word. This was on a German podcast. It's a rough translation. And yes. I thought about it more, and I think I know how I feel about it in general. I'm curious what you guys think about what I have to say and what your guys' opinions are on this now that we've thought about it a little bit more and it's less raw reaction. We'll talk Dennis Schroeder's comments on the Sacramento Kings, plus Logan Webb shared some comments about Team USA caring more than other teams in the World Baseball Classic, even though it didn't look like it. And we got Pick a Side. That's all coming up in hour number 2 of Matt and Kayla here on a Friday, Sactown Sports.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find: happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Go Inc.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
I will take the high road and say a very big thank you to Whitey Gleason for bringing it to our attention yesterday towards the end of the show that Dennis Schroeder appeared on a podcast, on a German basketball podcast, and spoke on, I'm sure, a number of things, but the thing that was clipped and brought to our attention, or at least transcribed and brought to our attention, was him commenting on his time with the Sacramento Kings. Now, I read this and we rawly reacted to it yesterday because we saw it in real time, and we've had time to kind of marinate and think about it. I talked about it on the podcast last night after the game, and the translation is a little bit rough and at some points confusing. It's not 1,000% clear exactly what Schroeder is saying. We also don't have the context of the wording of the question, if he was asked directly about the Kings, if he was asked directly about, because he mentions Doug Christie by name, if he's asked specifically about Doug's part of it. We have no idea what specifics the question are. All I can do is react to the transcription of his answer and the translation of his answer to English and connect the dots based off of the context that we know from how this season has gone.
Or one of us could learn German and transcribe the entire podcast within 24 hours.
Do you know German?
9.
Does that mean
Kyle
no?
That means no. 9 means no.
Kyle said something the other day in German, I think.
That was Spanish, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said German.
Two very different languages.
Yeah.
But here is Dennis Schroeder talking about his time with the Sacramento Kings. He says, and this is a translation, but I have to say one thing. With Sacramento, with Doug Christie, it's extremely difficult right now. Again, I don't know what the question is. He just says it's extremely difficult right now. I don't want to build contact there right now. I think that means he doesn't want to have any conversation with them, if I'm understanding that correctly. Sense. I don't want to build contact there right now because the situation was extremely difficult. And I think what they said and what they did simply were not, just wasn't the same. And that really Well, what does hurt mean? I'm in a better situation now, but when someone says something, I'm always a fan of making sure we keep it that way. If I tell someone, hey, we're going to do this and this, then I don't suddenly go off to the right, you know? So you should always, this is the main piece, so you should always keep your word. And unfortunately, the Sacramento Kings didn't do that. And that's a shame. Of course, I'm still grateful that they paid me and that they initially believed in the vision. And yeah, that's why it's still extremely difficult. But I think after the season, maybe we can sit down and talk about what bothered me, or rather what the situation was, why it's kind of the way it is now. Every time I read through that, things start to make a little bit more sense, or other things kind of pop into my head. I'm guessing here that the question was on the lines of, like, what do you think about what happened in Sacramento? And he basically talks about, I don't have a relationship with them because of the way things went down. And he talks about very clearly, or at least in this translation very clearly, like, they told me one thing, but they didn't follow through.
Sure.
And so now is where we go, okay, what specifically is he talking about? And I came up with, like, I call it 2.5 theories. It could be 3, but 2 of them kind of intermingle. The first theory is he's simply talking about, I've bounced around the league my entire career. I've worn damn near every jersey there is to wear in the NBA at this point.
It's like the Josh Johnson of quarterbacks in the NFL.
He's just everywhere. And they paid me and brought me in and committed to me. And I remember Dennis Schroeder very specifically saying in his introductory press conference he was excited to have a home, right? And then halfway into the season, they traded me away. So he could just saying they committed to me and this was going to be my home, and then they traded me again and made me move my family again. That could be it. The other thing, which is what I think is more likely, but again, I don't know for sure, is him talking about his playing time and his role in Sacramento. They brought me in. He's fresh off of his Eurobasket run with Team Germany when they won Eurobasket. He was the Eurobasket MVP. He comes into training camp, and y'all, it is just, oh my God, we have Dennis Schroeder. We're gonna pick up 94 feet. We have our point guard. Doug is singing his praises. DeMar is singing his praises. It's like, yes, our point guard is here in Dennis Schroeder. And we go through the entire preseason hearing nothing but Dennis Schroeder, Dennis Schroeder, Dennis Schroeder. And then right before the season starts, the Kings bring in Russell Westbrook. And then only a handful of games into the season, Russell Westbrook takes over as the starting point guard, and Dennis Schroeder moves to a bench role. So I always thought it was curious, why is Dennis bringing up Doug Christie? Again, I don't know if the question specifically mentioned Doug. I don't know if he's talking about because it was Doug's decision to move Russ into the starting lineup, and maybe that is the broken word he's talking about. I don't know. We don't need to speculate on that too much. I think the foundation is he clearly wasn't happy because the Kings maybe promised him one thing when they initially signed him and ultimately didn't follow through on it. Well, you know what, Dennis? It's because the team was terrible, and you lost. If it is the Russell Westbrook thing, dude, you lost your starting job to Russell Westbrook because he outplayed you. You're coming off of being the Eurobasket MVP. Russell Westbrook signed a league minimum deal. Russell Westbrook's 37 years old. He came in, he took that starting job from you. So I'm not saying that the Kings have done everything perfectly, and I'm not saying that the Kings didn't do something different to what maybe they told Dennis they were going to do, or what Dennis believed they were going to do when they initially signed him. You can argue, and we've had conversations on these radio airwaves about whether or not the Sacramento Kings should have brought both of them in the first place. And I think most people seem to be on the side of, well, they should never have given Dennis Schroeder that deal and just gone and brought in Russell Westbrook. Maybe Scott Perry feels that way. I don't know. But if Dennis is mad about losing his starting spot to Russell Westbrook, buddy, that's not a Kings problem because Russ outplayed you.
Yeah, clearly the things that have happened here, it's this just the type of year. Like, it just, nothing went right. Nothing went right. I mean, didn't go right for Keon Ellis either, and he's in a happier place. And, you know, he hasn't said specifically things like this on a podcast, but he's alluded to.
He's dropped little nuggets.
That things weren't, just great here. And it wouldn't be for a player that feels like they're on the outside looking in.
Sure.
That's human nature.
Sure.
Because what we see here with the people and the players that are core here, even with the guys that, like DeMar and like Russ, when they're on the bench, it seems like they're all in with what Doug Christie is doing with the team right now and playing these younger guys. They are on the bench supporting them, happy for them, giving them advice. So everybody here who's still a part of the Kings seems like they're doing the best they can and they're supporting one another. But the minute you're on the outside looking in, you absolutely have a little bit of like, what the heck? Like, they kind of screwed me over type of mentality. That's just how human nature is. And so for him to go on this podcast, like, look, Dennis's personality and a reason why I felt Doug Christie probably liked a player like that is he's got that, like, I don't give a sometimes personality, like plays gritty, like sometimes, like, he fits what I thought would be Doug Christie.
The identity.
The identity of it. Yeah. But the minute that the switch was made, I'm sure in Dennis's mind, it was like, oh, shoot, what just went on?
Yeah.
Why did this happen? And again, I'm not going to put anything in. I was reading the start of this when he said, but I have to say one thing. With Sacramento, with Christie, I almost think he was honestly just saying with everything that's going on there, like, Christie is handling all this as well. Like, I didn't even take it necessarily like it had to do with Christie and his moves.
You could be right.
I don't know, but clearly, like, he is not happy with the presentation that was given to him by
the league or by the team.
By the team, and probably more upper management, right? Who brought him here? I would assume that.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So you're being brought in to be the point guard. And that is something, remember, Scott Perry said we needed to get. Now, again, the confusion part is who the heck brought in Westbrook? Whose idea was that? That's the part that is like, because that's the part that makes me think, okay, then that's where the shift happened of like, we want Westbrook to be the guy.
Well, Scott Perry did draft Russ back in the Seattle days all those years ago.
I don't subscribe to the belief personally, if there's a belief out there that, I don't know this for certain, but I don't necessarily subscribe to the belief that, like, Russ wasn't a Scott Perry decision. I don't believe that. I also, to be completely honest with you, I don't want to believe that. Every single decision that is made from here on out should be completely 100% Scott Perry's and Scott Perry endorsed.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then that's exactly what Kings fans are afraid of. That's where I'll believe it when I see it. Does Russell Westbrook being here help jersey sales and ticket sales? Sure, of course it does. But I don't think that's how Scott Perry's operating at this point in time, even if, of course, ownership would prefer that. So I never subscribed to this idea, and I haven't really heard it discussed, but it's rumored out there, just like everybody's looking for explanations for everything.
But did Dennis play that poorly? And I can't remember, guys, because it seems like another season ago. I know Dennis went through that drought.
Dennis didn't play well.
Right.
Russ played way better than him.
Right. And so
way better.
So ultimately, I'm sure it was probably a coach's decision.
Yep.
But then it was like, okay, you, if you're Scott Perry, it's like you just had to do what you had to do at the trade deadline. So I don't really know if it was like a personal thing. I think it was just they had to do what they had to do.
Are you asking whether or not, like, Dennis played poorly or showed any signs during preseason and training camp to where the Kings felt like, oh, we need to go and get Russ too?
No. I meant during the switch.
Just during the season.
Of being a starter.
I mean, I wholeheartedly believe, again, you're right, it feels like years ago. I wholeheartedly believe that Dennis Schroeder did not play well to start this season, and he lost his starting job because Russ outplayed him. Like, Russ was just better. Russ was shooting the ball really well to start this season. Russ was bringing the energy that Russell Westbrook is known for. And, of course, that trend continued with how he's been beneficial for Maxime Raynaud when Domantas Sabonis went down with injury, right? So, there's a lot of things that I've been critical about in regards to Russell Westbrook this season. One thing I'm not critical about is the decision to make him a starter over Dennis Schroeder. I think that was 1,000% justified. I think that was because at the time, remember, the Kings are still in the business of we're trying to win as many games as possible right now. The mindset had not yet switched to rebuilding because this was still November when this happened. This was not January when this took place.
Right. And by the way, remember Schroeder then came off the bench and
actually
played really well.
It was a better role for him. He was better with that second unit, for sure.
But it's like the biggest thing of this, all that I take from this is he clearly felt he was told, And again, you're a player on a team with other competitive guys. At some point, it could go in a different direction. But he felt he was told he's going to be the guy. That's not going to change.
Yep.
And clearly somebody said that's going to change.
Yeah. To be clear here, too, it's not like Dennis Schroeder is running to whatever camera he could find and microphone he could find to drag the Kings. He was on a specific podcast. He was asked about this, and this is months after the trade has gone down, right? It's been a month after the trade has gone down. So this is not, I don't think, Dennis just trying to go out there and bash the Kings and sour grapes. This is obviously his experience, where the disconnect was, his own personal frustration with the experience. It's worth talking about, of course, because it's very public comments about the Sacramento Kings at a time where the Kings are not great. And y'all, it's our job to do this, so we're going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be a massive thing. It doesn't have to be, man, the organization looks terrible again, or the Dennis Schroeder looks horrible. It's just a
these
disconnect.
Guys are upset.
And there's also, here's the reality, too. One of the things you brought up, and you're 100% right. Russell Westbrook is there on the bench cheering when the young guys are playing well. Zach LaVine, DeMontis hasn't been there. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan have been out cheering when Devin Carter was going bonkers in the fourth quarter last week or a week ago or wherever it was. And they're all losing their minds and enjoying it and having fun and coaching them up. That's raw and real in the moment. That doesn't mean that any of those guys or none of those guys don't feel a certain type of way about how this season has gone, how they've been used, decisions that have been made. It's just going to happen, right? There is no such thing as a perfect team where everybody's happy with everything that's going on. These are the best players in the freaking world, and somebody has to not play. And that player who's not playing is going to feel like, what the hell? I've been the best player in my high school. I was one of the best players in college, and now I'm not playing on this NBA team. What the hell's going on? Doug Christie has talked a lot about, when you're a head coach, no one likes you. It's hard. And it's said tongue-in-cheek because people like and appreciate Doug, but it's Doug is never going to be everybody's favorite person all the time. And
he's going to be one of the first to be criticized.
It's part of the gig.
Yeah.
It's part of the gig. So Dennis having issues with how the Kings handled his situation, it's not necessarily surprising.
Yeah.
He at least said at the end of there, I'm thankful that they paid me, and I'm in a much better situation here in Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't actually take his comments as really being that degrading. I truly don't. No. The only thing that he really was trying to be honest about was I felt a little blindsided. And you know what? He probably did, because again, this is a man who's traveled the world in terms of the NBA, literally, and felt like maybe he was finally going to find a place for a few years with his family. I know his family all moved out here.
Yeah.
And that does hit hard, right? That's just human nature. And so that's probably the one part that he's a little bit just rubbed him the wrong way, but that's business too.
Yeah.
That's business sometimes.
Yeah, but saying a team didn't keep their word to you, while it's not an attack, it is a pretty jarring statement. Again, this is an English translation of what he said on a German podcast. So did he say those words directly? I don't know. I can only go off of what the translation said. But that's a pretty jarring statement when you're talking about, because now you're bringing integrity into the conversation,
but didn't keep my promise, and we're trying to translate things. I mean, what is his?
But also circumstances change. I don't make a promise to you at the beginning of the season, and then the season goes completely haywire. And okay, well now I'm gonna sacrifice where the season needs to go and where we need to go because of the promise that I made to you. Circumstances change based off of results. And when you're not holding up your end of the bargain, especially in sports, we're going to make a change when there's another option available. It's nothing that's specific. Oh my God, the Kings did this and nobody else would do this. No, I'm very certain almost every single team in the league would have done almost the exact same thing based upon how Schroeder was playing and how Russ was playing, if it is indeed about his playing time. And if it's not, if it's simply about the whole, you brought me in here to give me a home for the next handful of years and then traded me right away, players get upset about being traded. It's frustrating. I can't even imagine the human element of that side too. But Dennis Schroeder knows with how long he's been in the league, that be the business.
Didn't he say something at the end? This is not surprising at all. There's a lot of us that go through whatever we do in life, and we're very honorable and what's the word I'm looking for? Loyal. He seems like a very loyal type of guy. And that last bit he kind of put too, that's just what I know in terms of loyalty. And unfortunately, the NBA and professional sports sometimes is anything but loyal.
Weird to say you're loyal and you've worn half
Yes,
the jerseys in
yes,
the NBA, and that's not even his fault. That's that's who he's been. He's been a journeyman in the NBA.
His basketball reference is very funny if you look at like all the different jerseys he's worn.
He's been all over the league. It's almost impressive at this point. Apparently, I saw Kyle reacting to it, but I was trying to stay in the moment with the conversation.
You were trying to be professional, unlike me.
Kentucky hit a big shot.
Oh my goodness. This is the moment of March Madness.
Okay. Go for
it. Just for so tie game, and it was 70-70 between Santa Clara and Kentucky. Santa Clara has the ball. Last possession, their guy buries a 3 with 4 seconds left to play. So Santa Clara is now up 73-70. Kentucky has no timeouts, immediately inbounds the ball. Guy chucks it from half court, buries it to tie the game, go to overtime.
Dang. What a game.
Yeah.
And Kentucky continues to show that they are always vulnerable.
He banked it in, too. It was a half-court bank shot to save the season.
Dang.
They don't call it March Madness for nothing.
Well, Kentucky could be the
but now they're going to
latest
overtime.
To go down.
So.
Yeah.
Going to OT. All right, I'm actually watching the play in front of me on the
You are
laptop.
right, Kayla. Kentucky, it's just every year with Kentucky, man.
And so it might not be a Coach Cal thing, right? It might just be a program issue.
Wow, what a shot. I just saw it. What a shot.
That's cool. That's what we love about March Madness. My favorite parts, guys, by the way, is like when there is an upset that happens at the very end and like the team like comes together in the huddle when they do the interview and then they're like
they just
all
mob
around.
them?
Yeah, and
Well,
they're
that's-
like yelling over the
That's
I
what the
love
Thunder
that.
do, too.
Yeah,
and
they do that.
I'm blanking on the reporter, but he has the best gig in the NBA, man.
He's got a great
And
gig.
I've actually met him, and
Yeah.
shame on me for not remembering.
Nick Gallo?
Yeah, Nick Gallo, thank you. He
in the AT&T commercials.
He's been phenomenal, and that's such an organic relationship that
Yeah.
a reporter can build with a team, and it
So
needs to be
cool.
celebrated. Now, honestly, one of my favorite things is when other reporters, national reporters, like when they were in the playoffs or whatever, tried to essentially do the Nick Gallo bit, because Nick is obviously local, and everybody looked at him and was like, you ain't
Yeah,
that. That's
you
Nick
can't
stuff.
copy that.
I love that, though. I love that relationship. The Thunder are so much
It's a
fun.
special market too, because it's not a big market. I've been to Oklahoma City. I've family there, and like they're so prideful of that team. Like it's ridiculous. It's just like everything to them there.
Yeah.
You know.
It's loud over there.
Yep.
Oklahoma City, the crowd, they were the crowd to break Sacramento's record inside of Arco Arena for just the highest decimal in terms of pure
was it?
volume in an arena. I remember the night the Kings set that record.
That's why they call it Loud City.
I can't wait till it gets back to that.
In Sacramento?
Yeah.
Boy, I remember, so when the Golden One Center opened,
Which was what again?
2017? 16.
16. Okay.
Well, it is October of 2016.
When the Golden One Center was being designed and when it opened, I remember because we knew, okay, it's going to have the concourse is going to be open, and the front of the arena, which is so unique, it's just that huge open entrance, and you can see through the glass and those. Just wait till the summertime. If we do have the California Classic here, they open those windows.
What?
Yeah, the whole thing's open.
Dude,
so there's a
that's
natural
sweet.
breeze coming through. It's awesome.
During COVID, too, they opened it because it was like open air, and like you could stand outside in Doco and hear like the 3.
Yeah, you could hear the moments.
Oh, that's
Except back then it was like Scott Moak saying, Mo Harkless.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But I remember there was conversation of like, will it be the same? Because Arco, for as much of by the end, it was ready to go, and I love Arco. It's my second home. It was so loud. Like that building, the fans were on top of you. It got deafening in that building. And I remember everybody thinking, would the Golden One Center be that way? Because it's so open, because it's so much bigger, would it keep that volume? And it's gotten loud in there, but that Beam Team year, man, that clip of Kevin Huerter, which I still will watch to this day, hitting that game-winning 3 against the Utah Jazz, and the microphones in the building literally being broken on the broadcast because of how loud that arena was. The volume of that arena during a summer league game when Marvin Bagley dunked on Mo Wagner, and then, of course, the playoffs. Like, that building is rocking. And even times this season, when Devin Carter was going nuts in the fourth quarter, the place has like 15,000 people in it. At least that was the announced attendance. That place was deafening. Sacramento's
Absolutely.
different, man.
No, it is. It's your pro team.
That Kevin Herter one is still crazy. Like, I wonder if we have the clip here, because, like, I was in the studio here working the game, and even I was like, whoa, what the heck?
It was one of the craziest pops of all time. You hear, like, Mark Jones gets completely drowned out, and you hear the microphones pop because of how loud the eruption was. And what's funny is that game's extra special for me because that was my mother-in-law's first ever Sacramento Kings game. She had never gone. And I was like, go to this game. It could be fun. Beam Team year. And she got to experience that moment. And she's like, this is amazing.
That's pretty special.
We have that sound here. Let's take a look.
Fox into the front court, into the paint, pulls up, trying to tie it. Around, a two-bouncer, no good. Kept alive by the Kings. Back to Fox, floater, way short, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Harrison Barnes. Swings to Herter, three on the way. He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. 30 points, a season high for Herter, and it's 9.2 seconds to go in the ball game.
G-Man's incredible. That doesn't do it justice. Like, his call is amazing, but the sound doesn't do it justice. If you're able, Kyle, to pull up the TV broadcast of it, and you can really hear how it pops.
Yeah.
Because it obviously takes the in-arena mics into effect there with the broadcast. That is a moment that Kevin Herter will never be able to live down. Or will never be able to forget. I think that he will always, his Kings time in Sacramento will always be associated with that moment. And it was just a random game in like December or January or something like that.
But
it was just a
sometimes
random
it is
game,
the unexpected, right?
But a big moment. Here's the TV broadcast of that moment.
The Fox point game, short, loose again. Herter for the lead. Baby, bam!
Yeah,
definitely. That you can tell how loud it was.
It was insane to be there in person, and I was shooting the game for ABC 10 at the time on my camera. The audio was just trashed, but in the best way.
Yeah.
Because there's just, your microphone's just like, there's nothing I can do.
Mark Jones's mic literally like explodes.
Yeah, no, the entire, that place was awesome. We will get back to that. We will imagine that moment, but it's AJ DeBonsa hitting a three. Come on.
Man, Sabonis looks so young in this photo, which is crazy because it's only 3 years ago.
To be honest with you, these seasons have aged all of us. I don't even want to look at a picture of what I look like that season. I'm sure I had far less wrinkles and gray hair. But we'll get back to that. We will get back to that. And Kevin Herter will always have that moment, which if you ask him about it, he like always smiles, but he's tired of talking about it, I'm sure. When we come back, Logan Webb's been doing some talking as of late. Of course, the ace for the San Francisco Giants. He pitched twice in the World Baseball Classic, Rockland's own too. And he talked about USA, Team USA, and how much they cared, and talked about the ridiculousness of calling that even into question in the World Baseball Classic. We'll share with you what Logan Webb had to say, and we'll respond to his comments when we return. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
What's up, everybody? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, tell us what's going on for the Declaration of Deals sales event.
There's nothing more American than a Jeep, and with the Declaration of Deals, now is the time to get your hands on the ultimate factory-certified off-road machine, the new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon, when you save up to $6,500 off MSRP.
What else do you have?
We have it all. When you check out the certified pre-owned Supercenter, we have over 200 vehicles waiting for you, including nearly 120 vehicles under $30,000. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet, and take advantage of our award-winning customer service. As a fifth-generation dealer, you're not a number, you're family.
Experience the difference and see why Hoblet wins award after award for customer service. Plus, you can search, select, and save through and see their entire inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$6,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon after $6,000 Hoblet discount and $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. 3th net savings, sample VIN 205698. See dealer for details.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140. A.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, it looks like Kentucky's going to pull this one out, guys, in overtime. 85-79 to think. It took a huge, nearly half-court shot just to send this game to overtime, but that's the thing. You give these big teams life. You give them another chance. You don't kill them. They tend to pull it out, although big shot there by Santa Clara to make it a three-point game with 18 seconds left. Meanwhile, Arizona, boy, they look every bit the dominant team that they are.
You know what's crazy about Arizona? They have such a great program, and Tommy Lloyd comes from the Gonzaga Mark Few coaching tree, which we all know Mark spent his entire career at Gonzaga, which is actually not heard of in this day and age in sports in general. Arizona has been one of the premier programs for years and years and years. But Arizona can never get over the hump. Not the years that I was there when Aaron Gordon was there, not the years after that when they've had some premium prospects. So this is like the year that I truly feel like if they're going to do it and bring back a championship to Tucson, like this is the year to do it. And if they don't, I don't know what to tell you, Zona fans.
I swear I've heard that exact statement about Arizona 4 times in the last decade.
It's truth.
If it's not this year.
But I'm telling you, it's truth because every year you feel like, okay, this is the year. The reason I say it now is Lloyd has been there long enough to really establish his culture. They really have the guys in there. And I think that under Lloyd, it's bound to happen. Sean Miller, hell of a coach. That's who was there when I was there. That's who just upset BYU.
Yep.
But there were just always things missing with that program. Lloyd, I think, is different. That's just my opinion.
So a guy from Gonzaga is going to be the one to finally get over the hump.
Well, Kyle, you're acting like Gonzaga doesn't have as much success long-term. I mean, they do long-term in terms of the tournament. But I feel like Arizona was established as a basketball perennial way before Gonzaga was.
They've been a juggernaut forever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
And Gonzaga is a private institution that is half the size of Arizona. It's still hard to reach the final, victorious holding the trophy moment. And that's something that Mark Few is trying to do while he's still there. And a reason why he's probably stayed there because he thinks he can do it. There's nobody else that is more deserving than Gonzaga to win a championship.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm saying it in jest. The fact that Gonzaga is even a college basketball powerhouse is insane. It's the craziest story of the last 25 years of college sports.
Yeah, and it's helped Spokane's economy. Where I'm from, it's insane. What a little college could do for an actual city.
But it's now funny that they've been so good for so long that now they're the program that just can't win a national championship, which is insane that conversation is ever a thing in the first place.
Yeah.
But it is funny that they're now the elite program that just can never win the big one.
Yep.
Kentucky is going to win this game. They are going to move on. I have learned not to pick Arizona as my national champion enough.
You were like, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to say it's just going to be this year.
And this is the year they're going to do it, and I'm going to be sad.
I did think about it when I put them in for my championship winner. Don't think that I didn't think in my back of my mind, Kayla, are you being dumb? Because you've said this years and years and years before. It's going to be this year.
Well, this is
I truly feel like it is.
But also, who else were you going to pick? Michigan?
Yeah.
They make it to the championship game in my bracket and lose to Duke.
Because I watched them pummel Gonzaga earlier in the year. Like just like crumble them up like a piece of food and play with them and throw them.
You play with crumbled up food?
Like kids do.
You mean like a napkin?
You know, kids, like when they're little, they just play with their food and just
smash
throw
cakes.
it all over. Yeah.
Smash cakes are the best part about having a kid in their first birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Just make them a cake and let them destroy it.
And they'll think they're cool.
And then you have cupcakes for everybody else so you don't have whatever is left of whatever the baby does. Logan Webb, Rockland Zone, says Team USA cared more than the other teams about winning the World Baseball Classic. Here is his full quote. I feel like there's a narrative that we didn't care. That's complete BS. But he doesn't say BS. He actually says the whole word. I think we probably cared the most out of every team. We do things in different ways than some of the other teams, but we care a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What is your first reaction knowing what we saw from Team USA, how everything went down, to hear Logan say those things? And I believe Logan 100% here.
Sure.
But what is your first reaction to that based off of the context of what we saw in the WBC?
Like, when you look at the way that the Dominican, Venezuela, Mexico, culture there for baseball, they celebrate it in a different way. The players are different.
Yeah.
They are more expressive. They're more fun. They're more carefree, shall I say.
Yeah.
I've been in clubhouses, as I know you have as well. And the American players, they are kind of a bro club, right? And they're kind of laid back. And then in the corner, you've got the Dominicans that are blasting their music before a game. Like, that right there just tells me it's just a difference of culture in how they show it.
Sure.
So when Webb said that, it didn't ever cross my mind that he was saying something just to say it. Mm-hmm. It was just like, you guys as Americans just express it a little bit different, which is a little bit more boring and not as expressive. Yeah. I know that sounds crazy, but that's about the best way I can paint it to you without saying he's lying, because I don't think he's lying. I just think that they handle it and show it outwardly in a different way.
There's very much this error in American sports, but especially in baseball, of act like you've been there before, right? Mm-hmm. You'll hear that said a lot. Act like you've been there before. Button it up. Be professional. This is another day at the office for you. And while in some circumstances I understand that approach, it's boring.
It's boring.
And when you have teams playing a child's game that are celebrating and dancing and singing and acting like the kids they were when they played farm baseball growing up, farm league, t-ball, when they're out there having fun with each other. That is what sports, in my opinion, should be. Now, not every personality is that way, right? Like Keegan Murray. Mm-hmm. Keegan Murray is very much I just do it.
Chill.
This is me.
Sure.
So I'm not expecting Aaron Judge to all of a sudden start dancing after he hits a home run or anything like that. If that's not Aaron's personality, that's not Aaron's personality. And also, when Bryce Harper hit that 2-run bomb, Bryce was hype. When Gunnar Henderson hit that home run against the Dominican Republic, Gunnar was hype. The dugout did celebrate. There were those moments. It's just not to the level of flamboyance and look at Fernando Tatis just bat flipped all the way to the moon, right? It's not the same thing. But when you walk around with this swagger of we are USA, it's our national pastime, and back-to-back WBCs, you make it to the final and lose, you're going to get poked at a little bit about why didn't you care as much as Venezuela. Sure. Look how much they're crying on the field. It mattered so much to them. It matters that much to Team USA too. They just have this we have a job to do mentality that's very common in American sports.
And sometimes I don't think that's always a good thing.
I agree.
And I say that because, again, I would not say this unless I was around these guys all the time. And a lot of them are great guys, and their personalities are sometimes even more different outside of what you see in the media. Like, they are fun people. They have personalities. I think, like, they feel sometimes they've got to be a certain way and live up to that, like, you know, this is how we act. We're always going to be straight-laced, straight-faced.
Yeah.
And I think that is actually, now that you bring that up, this is funny you say that. I think that is sometimes why MLB, in the past at least, to market at least the American stars has been a little bit more tough.
It sucks.
It's a little tougher because of the personalities. And I know, like, I was watching the YouTube chat, which you can join in on, and hockey's the same way, to tell you the truth. But what's different about hockey right now is there's some of those personalities now in the game. Mm-hmm. The Tkachuk brothers. Like Matthew Tkachuk, you know, won a Stanley Cup, but this guy is like a personality, and he's going to show it on the ice, and he's going to show it in the way he speaks. And so people are loving those personalities, right? Baseball just right now, at least the American side of things, like, I don't really find a personality. Like Mike Trout doesn't really have that personality where you're like, he's electric. Like, it's a magnet in terms of how I love to listen to him or whatever. You like to watch him. I'm glad you brought up Mike Trout. And I know I don't intend for this to be a generational thing. I don't intend for this to be insulting to kind of old-fashioned baseball fans. I didn't watch Griffey wasn't like that.
I know Griffey wasn't like that, but Griffey was also ridiculed for not being that way.
True.
Mike Trout for years was the standard bearer of American baseball. And he's also boring as hell. He is just fine living in Orange County his entire life, not making the playoffs and collecting his paycheck and putting up monster numbers and just being Mike Trout. Bryce Harper has been on the cover of magazines since he was 16, 17 years old, and he's been ripped to shreds his entire career. When Fernando Tatis first came into the league, and Kyle can speak to this very well in San Diego, Fernando Tatis was dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge knows that if Aaron Judge were to act a fool, there would be someone in New York, a columnist in New York, that would talk about how you play for an organization that doesn't even allow you to have facial hair. What the hell are you doing acting like that? Act like you've been there before. Like, these athletes are aware of this. But it's okay to celebrate when you hit a walk-off homer. Then you can act a fool because, hey, you just won the game, woohoo. But any other moment than that, nope. You have to be stern and buttoned up and don't strike out ever. Like, yeah. I understand how the American players probably feel. And Logan Webb, when he's answering this question, probably feels like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Yeah. Like, if I threw an amazing pitch and then did a backflip on the mound, everybody would be like, what the hell are you doing? So, but it would be fun. It is amazing, though. Dwayne, that is a thing. Dwayne, I see you on hold. Dwayne wants to jump in to this conversation. We will get you immediately when we come back. Then it's time to pick a side. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget. Because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
The spring sale is in bloom at Scandinavian Designs. For a limited time, enjoy huge savings on select modern furniture and decor, including pieces for your living room, bedroom, dining room, and beyond. This is your chance to refresh a favorite space or dream up an entirely new look. Stop by one of our local showrooms or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple. You make it home.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. For all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives.
Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Pick a side, any side. It's time for Pick a Side on Matt and Kayla.
Really quick before we get to pick a swide. Before we get to pick a side, Dwayne wants to jump in on the World Baseball Classic and MLB baseball conversation we were having in the last segment. What up, Dwayne? How are you? Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday. What's up, the homies?
Hey, Dwayne.
Hey, you. Hey, so listen, man, as far as WBC, that has nothing on what we got over here, man. I'm tired of hearing all this, bro. That is second rate. You know what I'm talking about? They talking about they couldn't feel the energy, they couldn't feel the juice. Tune into the MLB playoffs. Tune in to the World Series and see if you don't feel the juice. The intensity is crazy over here. Sorry if we can't get pumped up for that, right? Now, as far as Perdomo, the third strike, right? Remember that third strike?
Yep, below the knees,
wasn't a strike? Well, it's a pretty good pitch, bro. It's a pretty good pitch. So he's up there begging for a walk, right, in that situation. Takes a pitch right down the middle and leaves it up to the umpire. That's his bad, bro. So I say screw him.
Dwayne, we appreciate the call. Yeah, that's part of the human element of baseball, and I understand everybody that's going, man, that's why you need to have ABS to make sure that it doesn't come down to the human element. But
every
when
time you say that, I think IBS. I'm sorry.
When you take if you take what could be the final pitch of the game in a pivotal moment of a massive game like that, it's not up to you. It's up to the guy standing behind you.
And it always has been.
And I know that's baseball. Well, Matt, what is he supposed to do? Swing at a ball? Not necessarily. It's a ball for a reason, right? But if you take that pitch, you have to know that if it's close, it might not go your way. I still think ABS is going to be a big deal, though.
Can we call it something?
Just leave fate to the old guy standing behind you.
I mean,
Dude, give him credit.
It was a really good pitch. It was a fantastic pitch to throw because more than likely the guy's going to swing for it because he doesn't want to have happen what happened. Perdomo's more than likely going to swing for it, and if it's low and he tops it, it's a ground out, ball game over. It's the perfect pitch to throw.
It really is.
Perdomo just rolled the dice, and I believe the call was wrong. I think it's absolutely ball 4. But if you take a pitch in that spot, you open the door to, you don't have control over that moment anymore. And that's baseball. That's how baseball.
I was just going to say, that's kind of how baseball is.
It doesn't make it right. I'm not saying that they shouldn't implement review systems to make sure, ultimately, we want to make sure the call is right in general. And I believe that was ball 4, and Perdomo should have had a walk to first base. But he knows how the game works, just like everybody knows how the game works. And in that moment, he rolled the dice. He lost. It was a fantastic pitch.
No, he rolled the dice correctly and did not get rewarded.
Yes, but he rolled the dice and he
All
left
right,
it up
we're
to
moving on.
He left it up to the umpire to make the call. That's been baseball. It's always been
It's
baseball.
pick a side, and we're talking baseball anyways in the first question.
Go for it.
All right, number 1, Barry Bonds. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him. He's joining Netflix for their MLB opening night coverage, which I think, is it the Giants?
Yeah, Giants, Yankees.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Uh,
Park.
Do you non-Giants fans care?
Yeah, I do. I love Barry Bonds being a part of this. I think it's phenomenal. I think Barry Bonds has always been good for the game. I think the conversations and the continued holdout of him in the Hall of Fame and the disrespect of him in that era is ridiculous and unnecessary, and another archaic way that baseball just needs to kind of get over themselves a little bit and move forward. Barry Bonds is a hero, an icon in Major League Baseball. I don't like Alex Rodriguez, but I acknowledge him the exact same way for what he's done for the game, even though he was an obvious cheater too. I would happily hear Barry Bonds talk about baseball anytime I get the chance to, so I am all for him being part of this. I just hope it's more than like what Michael Jordan did for NBC. That wasn't anything.
Yeah, no, he's going to be an analyst.
Love it.
So, and also, this is so funny, which I cannot wait for, but I don't really understand why he's on the baseball thing. I think they're introducing him to what he could be doing for football for Netflix, but Jameis Winston is going to make an appearance as well. So
I love that.
I mean, that man,
honestly,
I freaking love.
Honestly, I would like to hear Jameis Winston talk about anything not football related, because he's going to make it interesting, and I just don't know what he's going to do.
I don't know either, but I'm in for that. Barry Bonds, I think this is interesting too. I'm going to watch anyways, regardless, but I'm going to watch because he was one of those players that highly also did not have a great relationship, scrutinized the media himself, right? Like, he was one of those players that never had that great relationship because of all the stuff that happened with the media. And now he's going to be a part of the media, sitting at that desk, having to not criticize other players, but, analyze things and be put on the spot. I want to see how he reacts to it.
The internet's going to be so angry.
It's going to be hilarious.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. By the way, Jameis Winston also played baseball at Florida State University.
Well, there you go.
So
well, yeah, because that's what he did when he got suspended that one time for the crab legs.
Hell yeah.
I was not aware that he played baseball. He was drafted in the 15th round by the Atlanta Braves. What the
stud.
hell? When did I not know this?
He was a closer.
What a stud.
Shout out Jameis Winston.
Yeah. I'm different generation. I don't care about Barry Bonds because I have no connection to Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
So okay, cool.
Do you
It's
care
Barry
about Michael
Bonds.
Jordan?
Huh?
Do you care about Michael Jordan?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
When they announced that whole Jordan NBC thing, I'm like, so what? You just want to pay Michael Jordan a bunch of money for the aura of Michael Jordan?
I mean, I get it.
Hearing about the GOATs talk about the game sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, but I get it. Like, it's not your... It isn't. It's not your generation, and I think some people still, know those guys and care. You obviously know those guys, but yeah, it's your right to say.
There's a respect level for what they did on the field, all that stuff. It's just I don't...
Give me a name that's obviously not in the league right now that if they were to be an analyst that you'd be like, yes, I'm in baseball.
Oh, in baseball specifically?
Do you like David Ortiz and Alex Rodriguez and...
I like the Big Papi.
Me too.
I don't care for Jeter very much. A-Rod's kind of like the Kenny Smith on that show. He's kind of like the straight shooter, so I guess it's hard to discredit his baseball analysis, but no, David Ortiz is great.
Big Papi is awesome.
As a baseball person...
I would love to hear Vladimir Guerrero talk about a game that his son's playing in. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of guys who have retired recently, because obviously that's kind of the connection I have.
Put Ken Griffey Jr. on a broadcast. I'm in.
Yeah, he's just busy taking photos on the sideline.
Him and Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
He's a beast. All right, next one.
All right, number 2. Duke's Malik Brown shares honest opinion in the post-game interview after they almost lost to the... the Saints, the St. Bernards of Siena, saying, quote, "We thought it was going to be a cakewalk." Do we like the honesty, or should have kept that one in?
I kind of dig it because I think it was a wake-up call. I think him saying that was not intended at all to be a shot at the St. Bernards.
Sure.
Or the Saints. I don't think it was a shot. I think it was honestly a term of respect of they tested us. We thought it was going to be easier than this. They tested us, and we had to bring our A game there towards the end. I think it was a good wake-up call for Duke. So I appreciate the honesty versus sometimes you'll hear these coaches who play, that was a really good team over there, blah, blah.
I know.
It's like, y'all didn't know nothing about
annoying,
that team.
Right?
I appreciate transparency. I appreciate honesty. I'm sure some people in Duke's basketball organization or Duke, they were probably going, hey, dude, hey, maybe not, don't say that. I'm good with it, though. As a media member, I love it. I love the honesty.
Well, that's the thing. I'm a media member. I always want honest thoughts. I always want honest opinions. I don't ever want to hear the same old, same old. So for me as a media member, I'm like, yeah, this is great. Like, and now we're talking about it. So it gives us content. And I appreciate it because in the moment, especially in these tournaments, you're very emotional. They just came from a comeback to win this game. That was his honest opinions. Unfortunately for Coach, doesn't look great because when you're Duke's coach and you're coming in and you're preparing the #1 overall seed, you don't try to bring in any thoughts to these young men's mind that this is going to be an easy game. Yeah. You have to prepare these guys like it does not matter who the hell we're facing. This is March Madness. Anything can happen. It makes me think a little bit that that wasn't ever kind of discussed, but I don't know.
That's also a coaching cliche, in my opinion. Like, I don't think Coach was saying this is going to be a cakewalk by any means.
I'm not saying Coach said that.
Right, but I think players are going to be players and have their brains wired the way they are, especially when, like, we're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Right. Like,
maybe he thought it was
they're going to bring a certain kind of swagger, but also, even if they didn't say this, you know what? Is it Sierra? You know what they're saying in their locker room is Sienna, thank you. You know what Sienna's saying in their locker room before or as soon as they find out that they're playing Duke? They don't think this is what their coach is saying. They don't think we're going to put up a fight at all. They think this is going to be easy. Yeah. Let's go out there and show it. We know how it is. It's just the game's the game. A #1 seed versus number 16.
I'm sorry, Duke, you're the #1 overall seed with one of the best players in the country, and you guys took that to that's a little bit like.
Yeah, but I think Malik Brown is acknowledging that by saying we thought. I think to me that was like him saying we thought this was going to be easier than it was.
Say that.
We got to wake up a little bit.
Lucky you got to say that.
Yeah,
Kyle.
I don't know. I guess the goals of these things are to not give the viral quote. So I guess in that sense, probably should have kept that one in his head. But me myself, I wish more people were just honest in these pressers. It would be
It'd be so fun.
But I also recognize that in doing that, it doesn't serve your interests.
Sure.
Like, if that makes sense. Sure. It's like, for his best sake, probably should have just kept that in your head.
Yeah.
But
serves our interest. It's on pick a side.
I dig it.
Yeah, exactly.
I dig it.
All right. This is a good one. Curly fries?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Or curly fries?
Or curly fries versus regular fries. I mean, it's just, are you a curly fry person? Because I assume we all like regular fries.
Follow-up question. Did you have fries yesterday?
Not yesterday.
2 days ago?
But I have had. Oh, yeah, I did have them yesterday.
Got it.
I did have them yesterday.
It's always food that you had the day before.
They weren't curly, though.
Oh, just regular fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, go for it. You got opinions.
Okay, so this one's hard because I think as of late, I've been more of just a regular fry girl, right? I like the shoestring fries a lot, too. I like the crinkly fries. Yeah. But growing up, my grandma and grandpa used to take us to Arby's. Like, that was like our treat when we'd stay at our grandparents' house like that week or something. And so I remember growing up.
We have the meats.
Curly fries from Arby's in particular, are the best. And so I think if I had my choice and it was easy always, curly fries would be the choice.
Not me. I'm
straight shooter.
I'm basic B when it comes to fries.
Really?
Yep. Give it to me. Normal cut.
You like steak fries? I don't like steak fries.
Those big ass things? Hell no.
Okay, good.
No, I love a steak fry.
You like
it's
a
like
steak
dipping
fry?
a
Okay.
diving board into ketchup. I'm like,
it's so good. Red Robin, bottomless steak fries.
Those aren't bad, but they're not my first choice.
And curly fries get all up in your business, and you're trying to dip them, and they're tough to dip because they get stuff everywhere. Hell no.
Oh,
Give
they're
me
crispy and
basic, easy fry. Pop it right in. I'm good to go.
I need your guys' help with my fry credentials, right? Because I want to answer yes to the curly fries, although I don't think I've had curly fries in like 10 years.
I know.
So even though I want to say I love curly fries, I don't seek out
Why is
curly
that?
fries.
They're just not available to us.
I mean,
there's plenty of fast food restaurants that have curly fries.
Not available.
The one that it was for us as a kid was a staple was Jack in the Box.
Yeah, Jack in the Box curly fries are very common.
I guess Jack in the Box too. I grew up with those as well.
Yeah, that was a staple for me. So I feel like I I feel like I'm more on Team Matt because I don't buy curly fries, but I love curly fries.
Yeah.
Give me basic. And if you like crinkle fries, you're a psycho.
Why? What are you talking about?
I'm biting into a staircase.
It's just a texture thing. It's gotta be.
Waffle fries, if they are actually crispy, are good.
Just run your tongue along a comb.
Okay.
That's what you're
I'm not
eating.
playing with my food.
Crinkle.
Kayla, it's just a texture thing.
Yeah,
Crinkle
just
fries and
weirdos.
regular fries are exactly the same.
Weirdos. What are we cutting a potato with?
What are you running your teeth along the fries?
I don't know. It's crinkly. Get out of there. Gets ketchup in crevices.
Oh my God.
I don't want ketchup in the crevices.
How about you just eat it in one bite like a normal person?
I do that with my basic fries.
They're the same thing.
No, the crinkle fry, I got to pick it up and it feels texture and eat.
Yeah, it's just a texture.
Nope.
There is no substantial difference.
You're all wrong. Crinkle fries are weird.
By the way, sweet potato fries, best fries.
Gross. Sweet potatoes sucks in general.
Sweet potatoes are good.
No. Sweet potatoes are terrible.
They're so good, dude.
Sweet potatoes are terrible. They look like kids' food. They look like baby food. Yuck. We'll take the break. When we come back, it's lunch break. Get your french fries if you'd like, but keep your sweet potatoes away from me. We'll talk a little bit about Russell Westbrook's future in Sacramento. I think I kind of have a backwards preference to this.
Okay.
Like a very specific circumstance that in most people's minds would say, well, then don't bring Russ back. But I actually like bringing Russ back in this specific scenario. I'll share with you what that is. Then we'll dive into, over the next couple of segments, a bunch of different stories around the NBA, including the chaos that is the Milwaukee Bucks organization. That's all still to come here on Matt Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology
Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's time for the lunch break. Your calls, your thoughts, your segment. Call or text us at 916-339-1140. It's the lunch break on Matt and Kayla.
Lunch break time. If you want to be a part of the show, like Dwayne was not too long ago, now is your time. 916-339-1140. Call in. Feel free to text in as well. You can also call in 800-920-1140. And if you're on the YouTube comment section, hello. Good to see you. Appreciate you being part of the show. You want to weigh in on our fries debate that we were just having. Just like the 916, Chick-fil-A has the best fries. Those big old waffle fries.
Waffle fries?
Yeah, those things are bomb.
Those are good as long as they're crispy enough. I think I've also had batches that were a little too soggy for my liking, so they've got to be the right crisp.
From the 916, Matt is genuinely pissing me off. I can't listen to this bland palate idiots.
Wait, what?
Apparently, my palate is too bland, according to
What does that have to do with anything?
very angry person on the 916. He doesn't like my food tastes.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
Your only thing you were yelling about was crinkle cut fries, which are the exact same as regular fries.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
It's a bit. I'm doing
By
a
the
bit.
way,
I don't like crinkle cut fries. I also don't like tater tots. I'm not a big tater
Are
tot
you
fan.
serious?
It's the same freaking thing. I just don't like little tots. Because you try and put your fork in a tot, and unless it's the perfect crispiness, then it just kind of goes bleh.
All right.
That is a great point. The tot.
Y'all, not if it's crispy. Not if it's the right
but
tots.
that's a big coin flip.
Then make them yourself. Then
I
you
do
make
like
sure.
if you get you mean like actually home make tater tots.
Buy them in the freezer.
Yes, and
then
put in the
put 'em in your air fryer.
But it
and you can crisp
depends.
them.
It depends.
But the ratio, it's so hard to get it right
You
because
guys
then you
are
cook.
extra.
And also they freeze together, so they'll be like an amoeba. There's like 4 of them stuck together, like kill me, kill me.
Oh my gosh. I was going to mention real quick. We went to Buckhorns yesterday.
Yep, very good.
And I think it's today, right?
Yep, it's National Tri-Tip
Yep.
Day.
So
If you go to, I don't know if they've run out by now, but any of the 8 locations in the Sacramento area, they're all giving away 100 free sandwiches.
it was really good.
And I'm very excited because tomorrow I'm going to be taking my son and some
Mm-hmm.
of our family members to Cal Expo and it starts tonight or
That's
today. Their first show is today.
right.
The monster truck, the Hot Wheels monster truck show at Cal Expo. I'm so in.
That's going to be cool.
I'm so excited.
I love monster truck
Hey,
stuff.
you can double dip tomorrow because there's a Republic game out there.
True. Hopefully this one will not have players running
Fighting,
into the stands.
Yeah, into the stands.
But you never know. You never know. Russell Westbrook's future in Sacramento. This is another, it's always kind of been a topic of conversation, whether or not the Kings would bring Russ back. But earlier this week, Sam Amick, as he does every week, appeared on our morning show with Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. And he was asked about Russ's future. And Sam essentially said, I'm paraphrasing here, but so like the general consensus or the general belief is that he will not be back. And Sam basically said, I'm not 100% sure that's the case. And I've always had this gut feeling based off of how important Russ has been to the development of some of these players, plus the way Russell Westbrook plays, and the fact that he's a league minimum player, and I don't think that's going to change. I don't think the Kings would have to get into a bidding war with other teams to get Russ. But if that happens, good on Russ. I mean, I don't think he's a league minimum player. I don't believe Russell Westbrook, even at this point in his career, should be making bare minimum money. I think
That is kind of wild to think about,
he's
isn't it?
more valuable than that, period. I have always kind of had the feeling that the Kings want to bring Russ back. The question is, though, does it make sense to? Can they? Will they? And the obvious scenario of, well, this is why you wouldn't bring Russ back, I actually have opposite feelings about. And we've talked about this before, Kayla. If the Kings were to draft Kingston Flemings or Darius Acuff, well, why would you bring Russell Westbrook back? Because now there's a point guard. You don't want Russ taking the point guard minutes from that rookie point guard. On the surface, I agree with that. However, there's no question that Russ has been essential for the development of Maxime Raynaud in particular, right? And we've talked about Max. We talked about this yesterday. The difference, or the big thing that I would like to see, and we're probably not going to see it this year, but I would like to see to fully solidify the belief that Maxime Raynaud can be a starting caliber center and will be a high-level starting caliber center in this league and can be the center of the future for the Sacramento Kings is, can he play in the pick and roll effectively with guards different guards the same way he plays with Russ. How much of this is Max just benefiting from playing with literally one of the best point guards of all time? That's not just going to change overnight, right? You can't just expect a different player to come in here and just do what Russell Westbrook did. Yeah, easy. If Kingston Flemings or Darius Acuff or any other point guard were drafted, I think there'd be a lot of value in the Sacramento Kings bringing Russell Westbrook back, assuming the money works, so that Russ could essentially become the mentor for that guard.
Yep.
Hey, Kingston, you're not going to become Russ. Darius Acuff, you're not going to become Russ. You're going to be your own version of the best version of yourself. And Russ is the kind of guy that'll encourage everybody, be yourselves,
yeah.
right? But just like we've seen Russ pull Max aside time and time again in games, just like Doug Christie has shared stories of Russ and Max working together on their pick and roll, staying after practice to continue to work together on their pick and roll. Imagine Russell Westbrook being that for Kingston Flemings or being that for Darius Acuff for the entirety of next season. So that, in theory, by the end of the year, now I know this is a big if and might scare some people, including me. In theory, by the end of the year, you get to January and onward, and now Russ is stepping into the backup point guard role, and that rookie point guard is now the starter and is able to run the offense and run the pick and roll with Maxime Raynaud in a similar way. I won't say the exact same way, but in a similar way to how Russ has been running it with Max. I think that's a very logical or possible reason to keep Russell Westbrook around. And I'd be far more willing to subscribe to that because it's very specific mentorship as a point guard compared to just bring Russ back because you need a point guard and he's a veteran and everybody likes him.
Yeah. To that point, it does make sense because I think Russell Westbrook at this point of his career, and again, maybe another team does want his services this next season. I don't know. That's to be determined. We can only control what we can control here and what we've heard. And it seems that they've loved Russ here in terms of exactly that, the mentorship that he provides. When he is asked to go out there and play, Russ goes out there and plays and gives it his all, and it's never an excuse or he's never too high or never too low. That's just Russ. It's just Russ out there. And so if that is what they like and they feel that it can be helpful in that way here next year, specifically because they bring in a point guard like the two that you mentioned or maybe somebody else, I hope not, but it makes a lot of sense. And knowing that Russ would know, though, that would be his role and that he very well probably won't be a starter in terms of the point guard position, at least at some point. Maybe he does to start the season.
I imagine right away he still would.
Maybe he would to start the season, but if they have this much belief in this point guard they draft 5th or 6th or whatever, because that's where I'm guessing they possibly could if they fall.
Yeah.
That
5, 6, or 7, I imagine that range.
That eventually they want them to be the starter even as soon as the second half of next year.
Yeah.
And that Russ would be okay with that.
Whoever the Kings take in this draft, no matter what position they play or where they played, the expectation is they are going to be, as of now, the guy on the team. Because there's nobody standing in their way. Now, I would much prefer AJ DeBonsa to be the guy over Kingston Flemings, personally, because I think AJ has the possibility of being the guy more. But if it is Kingston, this is Kingston's team. Now, he still has to learn, and that doesn't mean, hey, you get the greenest of green lights and get to do anything you want right away, because we still are trying to build something here. You still have to play with Keegan and play with Domas and play with these guys and learn. But no matter who the Kings draft, they're going to be looked at here as the guy. And I do think that Russ, again, for point guards, could very much be the perfect kind of mentor and the perfect kind of vet for that. The other side of that coin, though, is if the Kings did go out and get an AJ, if they did go out and get a Darren Peterson, if they did go out and get a Cam Boozer, even though they would still need to address the point guard position, in that scenario, I'm less compelled to have Russ here. Because in that scenario, in my mind, those are 3 guys that right away you can give the keys to and just say, go and do your thing. And my concern with Russ has consistently been, does he know how to... Russ is going to be Russ. He plays the same way every single night. is Russ able for another 82-game season, if he's playing 82 games with A.J. DeBonsa here, is he able for those 82 games, unless outside of the games that he's sitting out, to, what is the word I'm looking, not defect, defer, thank you. Is he able to defer to that new young star?
Yeah.
Russ has never had to defer to anybody in his career, and in Russ's mind, he never should have to. That's what makes Russ Russ.
Yeah.
And we can't expect the Kings to change that. So that's why I've always kind of been hesitant with that. But if there's a point guard here that he can mentor and teach, that's different to me.
I agree. First of all, I think it would be incredible if they unfortunately fell to the 5th or 6th spot. While that's unfortunate, because I do believe AJ would be incredibly valuable to get right away. But I don't know if they're going to realistically be able to do it.
He's number one odds
he's number one
pick.
Right?
Yeah.
And look, the Kings, we've seen crazier things happen in lives, just not for the Kings that are good. But you know what? It's a new year. That's how I'm coming in. I'm new here. This is my first NBA draft here. I'm bringing in positivity.
I will say it right now. I will say it right freaking now. If the Sacramento Kings get the number 1 overall pick, I will give Kayla Anderson every bit of credit.
Yes.
She's the difference.
There we go. Okay.
Send her to the draft lottery.
I'm putting my positive vibes out there, my spirit fingers, whatever it is.
Think about it. The Kings haven't had the number 1 pick since 1989, which was definitely before Kayla was born.
I want to address this by Raider Ted.
Of course it was.
I want to address this really quick from Raider Ted. He said talking about Russ, he had to defer in Denver and did a good job of it. He deferred to the best center, one of the best players of all time in Nikola Jokic. That's not the same thing as what he would have to do to a rookie star here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And this is not me saying Russ is selfish. That's not what I'm saying at all. The way Russ plays is a ball-dominant point guard that things run through him. Sure. They play through him. The Kings are already going to have to figure out how to properly reincorporate Domantas Sabonis when he comes back, because I'm assuming Domas is still going to be around.
Yeah.
So it's not a selfishness conversation as much as it is, does Russ make sense with a rookie like A.J. DeBonsa, who you're going to want to have the ball in their hands a lot? Does Russ make sense the same way it makes sense to me that if you drafted a point guard, Russ's job is to teach that point guard how to be a point guard?
Yeah, let me get back to what I was saying about that. No, that's fine. But I was about to lose my train of thought. So when it comes to that, of Russ being here, if they do indeed go get a point guard, because eventually they're gonna need one.
They need one bad.
Let's just put that out there. They need a lot of things, but let's just say it is a point guard. I think it would be fascinating if they kept Russ and we got to watch that before our eyes. That could be, I'm not joking, that could be really cool.
I think it'd be great.
Seeing that mentorship in live action every single night, and then you're seeing it throughout the season. That could be really cool. Again, if Russ is down for that, which it seems like at this point of his career, he kind of enjoys it, and I think he's enjoyed it here in Sacramento.
He's done a great job at it.
But the biggest thing for me, if it's not a point guard and it is one of these other guys, it is up to the organization to make it very, very clear what they expect out of Russ then if they keep him.
Yes.
It is up to, I'm not putting anything on Russ.
Really good.
I am putting it up to the organization.
Really good point.
To make sure it is crystal clear.
Really good point.
What his role is.
Yeah, no mixed messages.
Nope.
You know exactly what your role is, what your responsibility is here, and if in this scenario he is the mentor to Kingston Flemings. Hey, Russ, we're bringing you back. You're going to start at point guard for us. We would like you to take this guy under your wing. Russ, by January, if you do your job correctly and if things go the way that we want them to go, you're going to be his backup by that point. And that doesn't mean that circumstances might change, barring injury, knock on wood. Maybe the point guard is ahead of schedule, so you do it earlier. Maybe the Kings are playing really well and suddenly in a playoff hunt, and it's like, okay, we don't want to mess up a good thing, so we're going to keep going with what we're doing. Kingston Flemings is fine off the bench, blah, blah, blah. Circumstances can change, but the expectation should be established right away so that if the Kings tried to make that move in January, Russ doesn't go, what the hell?
Yeah.
You're 100% right. That is not on Russ.
No.
Russ is always going to be who he is. The Kings, if they bring Russ back, have to establish very clearly, this is what your role is. This is what we need from you here. This is what we expect, and this kind of bleeds into the conversation we had yesterday, though. I think the Sacramento Kings are going to be right back to the mindset of we're going to compete for the playoffs via the play-in next year. I think that's what they're going to do because I think they're not going to have any choice, I think, based off of the players that are on this roster.
Sure.
And by the way, I'd like to make this perfectly clear. I would prefer to have Russell Westbrook on this team over both DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine next season, personally. Financially, because of the other players on this roster. If you could choose, Matt, you choose any between those three players, who do you want to stick around here? And I love DeMar DeRozan. It's Russell Westbrook. It is. Because I believe in what he's doing, and I think the Kings need it the most compared to...
Well, and they need point guard regardless at some point, I
also think DeMar can help a freaking playoff team, which is
too.
why I don't understand why they haven't come and gotten him. Lawrence wants to jump in on the conversation. What up, Lawrence?
Oh, hey, how's it going, guys and gals? I had an idea. I don't know if this can be done nowadays, but why not make Russ a player coach? And as a player coach, you would not be expected to start every game and all that because your role's different now. You're primarily the coach, but you can still play. Maybe there'd be times you could start if it's needed. But that way, I think it would help define what his job role would be. They have those anymore nowadays. I remember the great Lenny Wilkins, player coach for the Sonics. But what do you think of that?
Lawrence, thank you so much for the call. That's kind of a taboo concept in the modern NBA today. But I will say it's also kind of semantics, because how would Russ being a player coach be really any different from how Russ has been right now?
Right.
He's been a player coach this season. DeMar DeRozan's low-key been a player coach this season, or at least a mentor. So unless he's the player head coach and he's responsible for the rotations, which is not going to happen, that's a very taboo subject, then it's no different. So you could give him that title if you wanted to, just to be different, and that certainly would get headlines. Can you imagine? The Kings plan to make Russell Westbrook a player coach next season. Can you imagine the headlines? That would be phenomenal.
That would be wild.
Be crazy. But it wouldn't be much different.
No, it wouldn't.
What Lawrence is, it wouldn't be much different than what he's been
what
now.
he's doing now.
So appreciate Lawrence on the call. It's a fun idea.
Has anybody ever asked Russ, when it's all said and done,
if he wants to coach?
I really am curious. I'm really curious.
I don't think Russ has any intention of it being over anytime soon. To be honest with you.
I understand that, but at some point it is going to be.
Yep.
And I'm curious. Would he have any interest in it?
Well, I think he'd be good
because
at it.
he'd be really good.
Based off of how all of his teammates and the younger guys talked about him, I think he'd be very good at it. Switching gears, we'll wrap up the rest of this segment and bleed into next segment with different stories around the NBA. Y'all, I understand this is coming from someone who not just covers the Sacramento Kings, but is a diehard fan of the Kings and has been a fan of the Kings my entire life. The Milwaukee Bucks organization with ownership is a total mess.
Wait. It's bucked up.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Good one. One more time. Say it one more time. What is it?
It's bucked up.
Hits better the second time. Nice.
That was pretty good.
She told me to wait. See that what we just saw right there. We saw TV Kayla. That was TV Kayla.
Oh, was that?
Because it was delivered very well. There was a wait and there was a pause to let you settle it. And then there was the delivery. That was very TV Kayla.
And here's the thing. It was a hilarious joke. And so therefore it was worth the setup.
Thank you very much.
The board agrees too. It's not just me.
I know. I was excited. I got a board. What is it called? The symbol today? Because I got a wonk wonk a couple.
I just have it saved as badumtisk.
Okay. That's great.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks are a mess, and it starts at the top. So Ramona Shelburne of ESPN wrote an article about this. You can go and read it. I highly encourage you to because it's bonkers. And she did an hour and a half interview with the co-owners of the Milwaukee Bucks. But wait a minute, it gets weirder. So co-owners Wes Edens and Jimmy Haslam are meeting in person, apparently, to decide and discuss what to do with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And what they told Ramona Shelburne in this interview is they basically made it simple. He either signs a 4-year, $275 million extension and stays with us, or we're going to trade him. They basically laid it out, simply put. But Ramona Shelburne talked to different executives. No one put their name on it, but different executives around the league who said, oh, it's not even close to that simple. It's not even close to that easy. Because the Bucks are Game of Thrones. The Bucks are quite literally Game of Thrones because the way it works, the way their ownership group works, apparently, is every 5 years they rotate who the majority owner is.
It's freaking weird, man.
It's Game of Thrones.
That's weird.
So it's like a presidential term.
That's weird.
It's chaos. So right now, Wes Edens is king of the North. He's king of the Bucks. Hooray! But very soon, that power will now transition to Jimmy, which is why Jimmy's involved in this conversation, because in theory, Jimmy's years as the owner will involve the post whatever happens with Giannis saga, right? So according to Ramona Shelburne's reporting, nobody really truly knows who the hell is calling the shots in Milwaukee with the biggest decision in the history of the franchise. What they do with Giannis Antetokounmpo is the biggest, most important decision they have ever done in the history of the Milwaukee Bucks.
And they traded Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for nothing.
Right.
And Giannis is still more important.
They need, they can't get this wrong. They need to either find a way to bring him back if they still want him around and need to convince him to stay around, and they're not doing a very good job at it because he wants to play and they don't want him to play right now. Or they need to find a way to actually get proper value as a small market team that was nothing really before Giannis and will be nothing after Giannis unless they clean up in a trade, unless they cash in as well as you possibly can for a, not just franchise superstar, for a real-time GOAT that still has a lot more in the tank or a lot more that he can still give in the eyes of a lot of teams and contenders around the league. Nobody knows who's actually calling the shots, but the belief is that it's already Jimmy.
Yeah, I would say it probably is.
And rival executives say that the Bucks, probably Jimmy, never really wanted to trade Giannis this season when all that trade chatter was happening and Giannis said without saying like he wants to be traded and that all weird saga was going on. But essentially what they tried to do is they tried to gouge the market. And an executive said essentially it was like, give me all of your picks and all of your good young players and I'll trade you Giannis. Like they never gave it a realistic shot.
Oh God.
So we're going into a summer where the entire league is going to be sitting and waiting to see what the Bucks do with Giannis. The league is going to be on hold to wait because other teams are going to want to get in on this situation. Other teams have already lined up their books to where if Giannis becomes a free agent, which it sounds like the Bucks are never going to let him become a free agent, he's either going to sign or they're going to trade him before he becomes a free agent. But just in case it goes there, teams have opened up their books to where they want to be in the hunt for signing Giannis if that's the case. The Golden State Warriors are famously one of the teams that's trying to do this.
Yeah.
We're going to go an entire summer where teams are just waiting to see what they do with Giannis, and nobody actually knows who's making the decision. Who do they call to make this trade? Which owner has to sign off on it? And now the owners are going to meet and discuss it at their Knights of the Round Table meeting.
Well,
what a weird situation.
I'll tell you what. When the Haslams are involved, I know a lot about the Haslams. They own they're part owners or partial owners in a lot of teams. And they like their fingerprints on things. And I'll tell you that much right now. I don't know what side he's on, but he's going to do everything he can to make sure that it's his idea or it's his decision. And by the way, the Haslams own the Browns, just to let you know.
Oh, good.
So what's funny about it is, though, like, you're right. This makes for so much confusion, so much miscommunication. It's like a game of telephone, I would probably allude this to in the Milwaukee Bucks headquarters right now. Like, really, what is the truth? And how is this going to happen? What is one thing is I think they're enjoying every minute of having the league wait on them to do whatever because of Giannis. Didn't we hear that at the start of the trade deadline? Well, it depends on what Giannis Antetokounmpo does.
Of course.
And then we waited the entire trade deadline and nothing happened.
Nothing.
And now they're holding the whole league hostage again. Well, we're not quite sure what we're going to do with Giannis, so it's all going to revolve around us this summer.
It makes sense why teams like the San Antonio Spurs are like, screw it, we're not playing
Exactly.
ball. Even if we can give you the best offer, we're not playing ball. We're not dealing with this. We're going to go win a title.
Right.
See ya.
Yeah, what's worse, the Baltimore Ravens right now, front office, or the freaking Milwaukee Bucks?
Gross. Don't even want to think about that.
Ugh.
Time will tell. We'll see. Well, we got more stories around the NBA still to get to. Steve Kerr says Jonathan Kuminga should have been drafted by a bad team and not the Warriors. We'll explain exactly and react to exactly what he said. Plus, Bam Adebayo, A+ troll job happening by Bam after Luka Doncic's 60-point game, which happened to be against the Miami Heat. We'll have that for you and more coming up, plus Kayla's 2-minute drill. Plenty of football coming your way still. And Josh Lloyd, Locked On Fantasy Basketball host, all the way from Australia, will join us. I don't think he's going to be too kind to the Sacramento Kings, to say the least. It's the Friday edition of Matt and Kayla here on Sactown Sports.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Saturday, March 21st, history hits the gas. The 77th season opener at Stockton 99 Speedway. Tribute to Norman David. Gates open at 5 p.m. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com.
Mark and Tom, the travel and entertainment guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations. Here with our weekly travel tip, Mark Hoffman.
The National Park Service has made a big change for the coming season. They've abandoned the reservation system they've used recently. That system made entry into parks like Yosemite easier because it spread out the daily arrivals, reducing lines and wait times, making a better experience for all. Now we'll go back to the previous free-for-all, but you don't have to be a part of the craziness. You just have to get out of bed. That's it. Those arriving in Yosemite or Sequoia or Lassen parks by 9 a.m. will find it much easier not only to get in, but to navigate. Think parking, concessions, etc. Just remember, if you're staying in the park, your room won't be ready until mid-afternoon. Same deal inside the park. Early risers will find a much different and better experience.
More tips to make you a smarter traveler Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Sactown Sports 1140.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports
Name this
1140.
artist. Please, if you get it wrong, I will never forgive you. No? Matt!
I don't know it.
The greatest rapper of all time?
I don't know the beat.
Tyga?
Tupac.
Oh, is it Tupac beat?
Yes!
I didn't know the beat.
Well, technically, this is the remake.
It's all about you.
Technically, this is the remake from a few years ago by Tyga and YG and Blast.
Well, he ain't the original.
I mean,
It's my guy, Tupac.
yeah, I just didn't recognize the beat.
Guys.
What?
We might have to have Tupac Tuesdays
Kayla, this
just
is this-
because of this.
We have the song in here. You're not the right demographic, you know?
Don't call me old. Oh,
That was not what I was referring to,
love
but
you.
sure.
Watch. I just want responses to at least know that I was on the right track of what I was thinking and did not think this was with the Tyga remake.
No, it's still all about you. It's the same beat. I was just being silly.
And I do like Tyga too. See, I listen to new age music as well.
But the reason I picked this one specifically...
I listen to new age music as well. I quite like Beats by Dre.
I'm very well-rounded when it comes to music.
It's just the reason I picked... We have the normal one in here, too. The reason I picked the remake is that they call it West Coast Weekend. And so it's the West Coast Weekend. It's Friday.
Okay, I like it.
What is there a type of music that you just won't do?
Hard metal.
Yep.
Heavy metal.
Like screamo?
Can't do it.
Yeah, won't do it either.
Cannot do it. I already have anxiety in life. That's literally me. I can't do that than someone yelling at me. I already feel like I'm being yelled at in my body. Is telling me,
I thought you were going to say
this.
by Matt.
You got to do that. No.
Me?
No, this is just me being OCD or whatever it is.
Well, how do you feel about punk rock then?
Punk rock is okay. Like that's a little like Green Day, Sublime.
I was gonna say, what constitutes like Blink 182? Is that considered?
That's
punk
not
rock?
screamo. That's punk rock.
No, of course that's not screamo.
And I even liked Soundgarden. Like
When they all sound like this, I sing in a punk rock band with my friends. I hate authority.
That's actually a really good impression.
Wait, do Wonderwall by Oasis.
And after all, you're my wonder wall. They all sound like
sing
that.
like this because I'm...
That's Blink. I like Blink, too.
I love Blink 182.
Yeah.
But the guy sounds like this.
It was hilarious on Y2K night to hear the entire Golden One Center singing Say It Ain't So.
Yeah, Say It Ain't So.
Is that the name of the song?
No, that's a different song. Say It Ain't So is the Weezer song.
I'm sorry, but what is the name of that song?
Oh my gosh.
All the Small Things.
All the Small Things.
That's what it is. I
was
was like,
like,
what's the freaking name of the song?
As a white kid from San Diego, I'm genetically required to like Blink 182. And so that hurt my heart that you called it Say It Ain't So.
They sound like this all of the time.
I got to read the YouTube chat. So we have some support. I support Tupac Tuesdays. Got your back, Kayla. From
Tupac's
Muggin.
wonderful. I love Tupac. I just didn't recognize the beat.
You didn't recognize his most famous beat?
No.
I guess California Love.
California Love, yeah.
By a top 3 most famous beat.
Scooter says, Kayla, my daughter has high anxiety. Somehow metal calms her down. That's freaking nuts. Wow. Maybe I should try that.
It's all in your head.
I need Metalhead Kayla. Just to see what Metalhead...
No, you don't.
To be honest, you would be a vibe in a mosh pit.
I really would, because I don't care what I break.
You'd kill someone.
I wouldn't feel anything.
You would kill someone.
I'd get up with 6 to 8 broken bones, and I wouldn't even know.
But that's not the vibe you're going for in a mosh pit.
Oh, well, that's my vibe.
What vibe are you going for in a mosh pit? Slow dancing?
You're just kind of bouncing off each other, you know? You're not really like trying to go in there punching people.
Kayla's throwing bows.
Oh, yeah. I have bony elbows.
Yeah, I can
so,
tell.
Like, get out my way.
Kayla's throwing bows.
Move.
I mean,
get out my way.
It might only hit you in the hip, but it'll still hurt. Kayla's throwing bows.
Everything I do in life comes with a lot of, like, extra
It's that, what do you call it?
power under it.
Spokompton?
Yeah.
Is that Spokompton?
It's that chip on my shoulder that's carried along with me.
No,
that hurt real bad.
Your shoulder is just chipped, probably, because of some crazy, stupid thing you did.
It might be.
Oh, Kayla Anderson, never change.
All right, so we got Heavy Metal Kayla. That's our next experiment.
Heavy Metal Kayla.
Yeah, I need to see it. Goth Kayla. There was
God, no.
There was never a
Can't
goth
do
face.
Can't do it.
You know what? They're doing like an emo night thing at I think it's Harlow's next week. Should we get Kayla out there in a mosh pit?
If they could sponsor it, Kayla would do it.
Look, as long as I don't get knocked on my head. Like, my head is very important.
You're worried about getting knocked. You're going to knock everybody else.
Okay, as long as I can do that, that's fine.
She's throwing bows.
Again, it's not the vibe the mosh pit is going for. It's not about injuring people.
You ever gone line dancing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you'd hurt somebody line dancing.
Oh, yeah, I'd like kick.
Not because you're not coordinated,
when you do,
but you do
I'm
like
very coordinated. When I do like the cross part where you turn to the different side, I could just like stick my foot out and
the
kick the person
turn
next
and just
to me.
Right in the
sweep the leg.
In yoga, though, real quick, in yoga, you do a lot of moves that your like leg is this way, and when it's really busy, like you have no choice. And so my hand has hit someone before. because I've got like long arms and stuff. So
content idea: Kayla goes to Aftershock next year, or is it later this year? So Aftershock is the rock metal festival that comes to Sacramento at Discovery Park.
Well, I would need like you guys.
It was in October, I think.
It's in October, so it'll be towards the end of the year.
And by the way, guess who headlined last year?
Who?
That guy who talks like this.
Oh, was it Blink-182?
It was Blink
182.
Yeah.
Taco Horn says Kayla would like Slipknot. I really don't think she would.
I have actually listened to Slipknot. I know what Slipknot is. Yeah. I don't like it, but I have listened to it.
I listened to it. I didn't like it, but I listened to it. All right, let's get back on track here.
Oh, okay.
Steve Kerr via great
to punk?
segue, Matt. I don't know. Steve Kerr probably listens to like Mozart.
Steve Kerr was mosh pitting it back in the 2000s, man. Let me tell you.
Well, the way the NBA was played when he played, he was pushed around. I can guarantee you that. Steve Kerr says when talking about Jonathan Kuminga, this is via Nick Friedel. I think how you pronounce his name, Friedel. I don't remember how to pronounce his name. But
Frito.
He said, Steve Kerr said, quote, "The optimal circumstance for JK, Jonathan Kuminga, when he entered the NBA would have been to go to a bad team. Instead, he came to a championship team. Okay. But the way to develop in this league is to play 30, 35 minutes every night, make your mistakes, learn from your mistakes, grow, be able to do it out of the spotlight. And he wasn't able to do any of those things here. And I recognize that. That's why I'm really hoping that the change in scenery will be what he needed."
Okay.
Steve Kerr, ladies and gentlemen. Kayla Anderson, your thoughts?
Okay, Steve. I like Steve. I really do. He's a heck of a coach. He's done a heck of a job there at Golden State. However, like, what are we now trying to like cover up what we have heard has been a ongoing theme there for how long Kuminga was there, that you and Kuminga are just not a vibe, like, in that you just don't really care for Kuminga for some reason. And maybe it's not that personal, right? Maybe it's just the style or the fit or whatever it might be. Steve and him, from what we've heard, do not mesh. That's from what we've heard, right? Sure. So then all of a sudden, though, Steve's like, "Oh yeah, well, it was just the team. Y'all drafted him in the first round, and you knew what you had, and you knew what you were. So why are we even saying that? That does not sound right. It makes it look a little silly."
See, that's what's funny about this entire situation. When I read this, I chuckled a little bit, because to me, this has nothing to do with Jonathan Kuminga, even though he's talking directly about Jonathan Kuminga. And Steve could be right about this. Like, typically, what he says is true. Young players that have high upside go to bad teams and play a lot, and they develop in that way. It's not everybody, but a lot of players that have the upside of a Jonathan Kuminga do. But I think this is more Steve almost taking a shot at his organization for the two timeline stuff that was just a complete disaster. And that's how I interpret it.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not talking about JK in this situation. You're talking about your organization that tried with both Jameis Wiseman, who was Jameis Winston.
Jameis Wiseman.
Jameis Wiseman. With Wiseman, who was a complete disaster.
God, he was a disaster. I could have told you guys that.
And Jonathan Kuminga, who ended up being a disaster. You tried this two timeline thing, and it didn't work. So essentially what you're saying here is, like, it's our organization's fault. We drafted him and we never should have. Well, also, Steve, you were in the positions to draft him in those 2 years because Steph got hurt and you weren't very good in those 2 years.
Sure.
Now, I understand what Steve was saying in the sense of we were interested in getting back to the championship when Steph got healthy and Draymond was healthy and Klay Thompson, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get, that all makes perfect sense to me. But this isn't a Jonathan Kuminga thing that you're talking about. This is your organization's decision to try this two timeline stuff. Right. And clearly, you were never able to execute it properly, or you never believed it could be executed in the first place. So this has nothing to do with JK to me. This has everything to do with the organization's route. And I think Steve Kerr, the way this entire thing played out, I think Steve Kerr disagreed with this two timeline thing from the beginning. I think he would have much preferred the Warriors both those years trade those top picks to get more win now talent in the building to help.
So you're saying it wasn't
Steph.
necessarily like he didn't like Kuminga as a player in.
I don't know.
Because it still feels like there was something.
I don't think he believed in Jonathan Kuminga. I clearly don't think he believed Jonathan Kuminga was the right piece to help this team win a title. That's been perfectly clear. I just think Steve Kerr was very clearly like, I'm hitching my wagon completely to Steph and this veteran group, and it would have been way better for our organization to use the second pick, or to use what was Kuminga 5th, to use that pick and trade it to another team and either move back in the draft and get assets for the future, or use that pick and go out and find me another really, really solid, established veteran player to help Steph Curry win another ring. I think that would have been way more sense in Steve Kerr's eyes. This 2-timeline thing, they tried it. It was a failure. Steve wears some of that.
Now look at where
but
they're
it's
at.
certainly as hell not Jonathan Kuminga's fault. Also, it's low-key kind of a shot at the Hawks, too. Now he's on a bad team, so it should go good. I hope it's better for him. Now he's on a bad team. Okay. All right, Steve.
The Hawks have a better record than the Warriors.
They do.
Facts.
We'll take a break. When we come back, it's football time. Kayla's 2-minute drill on a Friday. The biggest headlines around the National Football League. Kayla Anderson's got them for you coming up next.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
It's weird when you get a stalker. I'll never forget, I met her. She was outside, and she's a stalker, so, not hot. That's just what you picture when you picture a stalker. If they were hot, they wouldn't be a stalker. They'd be my girlfriend.
From Saturday Night Live, his Netflix specials, and Peacock's Bupkis, Pete Davidson, live, Friday, April 10th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Pete Davidson, live.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com, driving business forward.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's time for the madness, and your HVAC system is in a full court press. Cold mornings, warm afternoons. Your heater and AC are battling, and your system is working overtime. Don't let your comfort get knocked out. Score Brower Mechanical's Madness BOGO Special. Buy a heating maintenance and get a free AC maintenance for just $89. Call 916-352-3113. Brower Mechanical. Residential and commercial HVAC sales and service. License number 1081055.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's time for the 2-minute drill. Kayla Anderson has the ball, and she's taking us around the world of football. It's Kayla's 2-minute drill on Matt and Kayla.
It's football time with Kayla Anderson. Steven, we see you on hold. I know you want to jump in on the fun music conversation we were having. We will do that right at the start of our 1 o'clock hour. Steven, if you don't mind hanging on through this segment, because we got to hear about the biggest headlines in the NFL. Kayla Anderson, take it away.
Yeah, and first of all, really quickly, wanted to say before I started the 2-minute drill, happy birthday to our teammate Alan Stiles.
Happy birthday. Yeah, it's his
To
birthday.
you.
It's his birthday month, so you
It
should have
is.
already said it every day
Yeah,
by now.
if you didn't, you're in trouble. So
Yep.
happy birthday to Alan Stiles.
Also, technically his birthday's tomorrow.
He has to have a birthday weekend.
Oh, I thought it was today.
No, he's just out today for his birthday because
Oh,
Alan
okay.
has to have a birthday
I'm
weekend.
a day early. See, I'm on top of it, though.
What is he, like 48 now?
Maybe.
Sounds like somebody saw the company email that got sent out that said "Happy Birthday, Alan Stiles."
Did
What?
Did that just come out?
No, I thought I talked to him yesterday about it.
Yeah, he did. He talked to us yesterday saying he was going to not be here tomorrow or
Yeah,
today.
That was my bad. I'm a day early, but better than being a day late.
I mean,
Well, see,
we're not going to be here tomorrow. You know?
Alan
Exactly.
wants you to wish him happy birthday every day.
Sorry, I'm a day. I gotta text him. Sorry.
His birthday month. Did you just text him happy
Yeah.
birthday?
Yeah, I did. Shoot. Sorry, day early.
No, his birthday is tomorrow.
I'll text him tomorrow too. Okay, it is time for the 2-minute drill. It is weird though, because we had so much happening during free agency that now I feel like it's
quiet.
Yep.
Yep.
Like it's so quiet. But there was this that came down just 17 minutes ago from Adam Schefter of ESPN. Free agent defensive tackle Christian Wilkins fully intends to play this season. He is rehabbing his foot per his agent. So far, 26 teams have reached out and are waiting for Wilkins to be ready. And Wilkins is expected to have a new home as soon as he wants. Now, what is crazy about this whole thing, and I'm not going to go down a huge rabbit hole, but Wilkins, who, by the way, is a good player, was contract voided by the Raiders, I believe last year. Is that correct, Kyle? Last year, right?
Yeah,
I think it was before last season.
Was it?
Was it before last season?
He didn't play at all last year, right?
God, and that seems wild. I didn't realize
I didn't
it
feel
was
like
not.
it was that long ago.
I didn't either, but
Because
okay.
he played one season with the Raiders and broke his foot pretty early in the year, and then they waived him and voided the guaranteed money.
Right. And
Or attempted to void the guaranteed money.
The thing is nobody really knows what happened. There's just like a lot of mystery behind this, and recently there's been some stuff that has come out that there is things maybe that are happening behind the scenes of why teams have not signed him yet, but his agent is putting this out here now that he is rehabbing his foot and that teams are interested. That is what his agent said. So we'll go with what Adam Schefter is reporting here. Will he land on a team this year? I'll tell you what, the guy's talented. A team could use him, but we'll see.
It's just a weird situation.
It's a very weird situation. I don't know what to make of
But
it.
26 teams being interested, good for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
there's clearly almost the entire league is interested in having you around.
Yeah.
So
At
hey,
a minimum contract.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, it does matter.
I hope he gets to play somewhere. I guess if there's not anything crazy that's happened behind the scenes in terms of him getting in trouble, but whatever. All right, the replacements too. Remember, I had the replacements, the original. Now we have a part 2.
Oh,
NFL, sequel. The NFL preliminary plans for hiring and using replacement officials that I talked about yesterday includes a shift of responsibility for game administration, even penalty calls. So the CBA expires May 31st. They have nothing in the works, guys. I guess like the officials have pretty much not been in contact with like the NFL side of things. And they have right now, in terms of a backup list of about 150 college officials. But here's the thing, they don't trust them because they're saying to help mitigate the inexperience of these college officials that they're going to potentially bring on for the NFL season, they're going to work with the league employees at Command Center in New York to enforce all the other things like the health and safety penalties and other penalties. So we're saying that Command Center couldn't get even replays right at the 1 o'clock.
Oh, the people they weren't hiring?
Remember the people that weren't even hiring?
That's
and they were
crazy.
getting all of the things wrong at the Command Center that Vrabel complained about? And now they're saying they're going to give them more to do?
Well, I guess
What
they
are
need
we
more
doing?
reason to hire people.
But that's the thing. It's like, are you then going to hire people
So what
for
are they-
Command Center?
What are they, interns?
Yeah. Like, this is, you guys be ready to be real mad when it comes to officiating this year, because it's going to be a thing.
You remember when the TSA workers were like understaffed during the strike? It
Yes.
feels like the Command Center in the NFL is
That's
like
a great
TSA.
point. That's an absolutely great point.
It's like these poor 4 people in the Command Center have to run the entire officiating for the NFL.
Yeah, they're like, we're leaving it up to you because these rookies down here, they don't know what they're doing. And look, Scooter says this is perfect opportunity to train new referees. That's great silver lining to it, Scooter. But in the meantime, it's going to be a mess. We already don't like what the refs do in the NFL.
I still have PTSD from that replacement referee year. Please, never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
By
Don't
the
do
way,
that.
speaking of the replacements, that's such a bad football movie that it's actually good. Like, I love that movie because the football is so stupid.
so bad.
Yeah, like the football part. It's like also that like the players get arrested and then the coach bails them out of jail, as if that's like a thing that could ever happen.
Yep. Okay, Kyle, I should have looked up the pronunciation. I don't know why I've never technically heard his name, but yeah, Bucs GM Jason Licht says that he does not feel betrayed by Mike Evans. This is our next headline, by the way. GM in the morning is what I call it.
Nice.
And not in the morning of waking up, but in morning. He says he was not betrayed. Thank you. I got 2 of those today.
Wow. The board likes you today.
The board likes me. I'm winning today on this Friday. Evans, I did not know this, you guys. This was fascinating to me. Evans was Licht's first draft pick in 2014 as a GM.
Oh.
So
That's kind of cool.
you think about a success story for and he's the one who drafted this guy as his first ever draft pick. That's pretty cool.
That's a really cool story.
And so I can see why he's been so emotional in terms of the talks and everything and not being able to keep him here. But like Mike Evans has been very clear about, it wasn't about money to him. I am pretty sure from what it's being reported, I think the Bucs offered him just as much money as the Niners did, if not more. And I think Evans was just like, this is the opportunity for me to go win something now. But then what does that say about Baker Mayfield? What does it say about the Bucs? I look at the 49ers and I'm like, yeah, to me, they have a good shot every year, but they are also an older team. They've had injuries. Kind of tells me about the coach. He's going because he believes that much in Shanahan.
Yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan has a huge impact on that, of course, playing in the best division in football and kind of how big of a stage that is. But I think Mike also told us very clearly that he feels that the Niners were one primary playmaking piece away from truly contending, and of course the injuries too. But he felt they were one piece away, and he probably looks at, I am exactly what this team has been missing.
Sure.
So me there,
sure,
in my mind, manifests, we're now a Super Bowl team because I'm here.
You know what's crazy, though, is Evans did, I think a year ago when this was brought up with the renegotiations of his current contract, he pretty much was like, I'm going to be here forever. I'm retiring here. And clearly, he could go back and technically retire there, but he's kind of giving his last shot in a total different place when he was in one place his whole career. It is different, to think about, but that's how it works.
I know this is Kayla's 2-minute drill, but can I sneak one story in here at the buzzer? This just
Audible.
Yeah, this just came in from Adam Schefter while we were on the air. The 49ers, Trent Williams' deadline is today.
Oh.
And the 49ers are not going to exercise the poison pill in the contract. So his cap hit's going to go from $35 million to $47 million for next year. But Schefter noted the team's not overly concerned about it and is still planning to rework his contract before the draft.
So this is a good thing.
That's good.
They're not going. All it is they're not going to panic and just release him and poison pill his contract.
They're going to work this out. Both sides are gonna work.
But they now owe him $47 million for next year.
Sure.
Well, they clearly feel that's worth it. They're going to restructure it. The 49ers want Trent Williams around. Trent Williams wants to be there. It makes perfect sense.
Yep.
I'm glad they're going this route. Avoid all the unnecessary drama that you've had to deal with over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Just get this done. I think that's the right move by the Niners.
Good one to sneak in there.
We'll take the break. When we come back, Josh Lloyd from Locked On Fantasy Basketball joins us. I know he's going to have a lot to talk about in regards to the Sacramento Kings and the league as a whole, but it's far more than just fantasy basketball analysis. Josh Lloyd is one of the best NBA media members out there in my mind. We'll get to Josh after we get to Steven, who wants to jump in on our fun music conversation from earlier. That starts the final hour of the show on this Friday. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Going.
The spring sale is in bloom at Scandinavian Designs. For a limited time, enjoy huge savings on select modern furniture and decor, including pieces for your living room, bedroom, dining room, and beyond. This is your chance to refresh a favorite space or dream up an entirely new look. Stop by one of our local showrooms or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple. You make it home.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply. Carmichael Dave letting you know it's no secret the world feels unpredictable lately. One thing will never change, Hoblet's mission to drop high prices. Right now, and only at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland, you can get 4.99% financing for up to 84 months on all new vehicles in stock and keep every factory rebate that you qualify for when you finance with Hoblet's preferred lender. That's 4.99% financing. You keep all the factory rebates you qualify for, not one or the other like other dealers are offering. Only Hoblet has fought to get you a deal this good. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 4.99% APR available on select new vehicles in stock while supplies last. Pricing and savings may vary by model and trim. Financing on approved credit through a Hoblet preferred lending for well-qualified buyers. $60,000 max finance, approximately $14.14 per thousand financed. Residency restrictions and lender membership requirements may apply. See dealer for details.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Really quickly before we get to Josh Lloyd, who's already standing by, Steven, you've been patiently waiting. What up, Steven?
Man, you didn't have to get me before your guest, dog. It's all good.
Nah, you're one of the guys. Come on, Steven. We got to get you on a Friday.
Hey, man, no, I appreciate it. I don't appreciate that rejoiner, though, man. That one's not okay, dude.
Help us out, man. Tell Kyle.
We're going to have to work on that one, Kyle.
We're trying, man. We're trying. There's nothing we can do. He has the power.
I know. So yeah, big metalhead over here. So Kayla, it just fits your style. It fits your aggression. It fits your personality. There's one thing that I feel like that you should be listening to. It's metal for sure.
Steven, you got to get her out to Aftershock, man. You got to get her out there. I bet she'd have a great time.
I probably would.
She would have an absolute phenomenal time. I do have a question for you, and you're going to have to answer this after your guest, of course. So jot this one down.
Yep.
You guys have both been in TV. You guys are I would say, veterans. You guys are both experienced. What was like your peak moment, your career highlight? Whether it was an interview with somebody, whether it was a question that you asked, like an event you guys went to, anything like that. Like, what was your career highlight? And I'll take your answer after your guest, of course.
Steven, that's good. You're a legend. I'm writing that down. I appreciate you calling in. We will talk about that on the other side. One of my career highlights, of course, is getting to work with Josh Lloyd for many years personally. I've loved Josh, and Josh, when I worked for Locked On for 9 years, Josh Lloyd is the host of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball podcast. One of my absolute favorite national media journalists, commentators, NBA. He just tells it like it is, which is why Josh always had to put up with me, because he'd have me on his show to preview the Kings every year, and he'd be like, Matt, tell me why Buddy Hield is going to be good this year. And I'd be like, okay, let me try and make it make sense. And Josh would just roll his eyes the entire time. But now Josh is with us here on the radio here in Sacramento. Josh, it's a pleasure, my friend. Hope everything is going well for you. I imagine you're a big fan of everything the Sacramento Kings are doing, right? 5 stars for you?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. First of all, it's good to be here with both of you guys. It's good to talk to you again, Matt. I remember when we talked about the Kings back in August or September, and I had you on my show when we were talking about the preview of the season. I was like, I don't really understand what they're doing, and I even posited things to you like, bringing in point guards makes no sense when all of your best players are guys that distribute the ball and handle the ball, and you were discussing, they really need this, and I don't like being right in these sort of situations, Matt, but it seems like it has not worked out that well. I think what I don't, and I know you guys know this, you're there, you're local, but there's the lack of consistency in what is happening and what is being done on a weekly basis, a daily basis. I can't actually get it to add up to, I can't understand that.
Josh, when it comes to Doug Christie this year, and like clearly there's a contract friendly situation for the organization in this, but have you been able at all to even identify if Doug is a guy that's on the right track in terms of coaching career and should be here, or if he is not?
I think it's a tough question, because a lot of what coaches and head coaches do at any sport at this top level, it's a lot of the stuff you see is not what it all is. It's like the tip of the iceberg. A lot of the stuff is done behind the scenes, and there's ego management and sort of just managing personalities and all that sort of stuff. So we don't see all of that. But from the stuff we do see, there's nothing that I have seen that suggests that he should be an NBA coach at any point sort of moving forward, or he's improved or anything along those lines. Because the decision making to me, it stems top down, but from the coaching side of it, on a nightly basis, I look at every game and I watch it and I go, that didn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense here, and why are you doing that right here? And it doesn't seem to go, well, now he's improved with this. None of it adds up to me, and I don't really see why that. I know why that Doug Christie is coaching the Kings, but I don't see anything that's shown me a level of improvement that suggests, this is the right move, and it's looking better as we move forward.
Josh Lloyd I need to make sure I reference this or make it known, the best fantasy basketball analysts in the game. The absolute best out there. So if you ever have any interest whatsoever in fantasy basketball, if you're trying to win your league, just need advice, you should be following Josh's show year long, not just right before your fantasy drafts at the beginning of the season, but in addition to fantasy basketball, Josh, of course, always provides his commentary on what's going on around the league. And Josh, from both a fantasy standpoint and from just entertainment value standpoint, or how much you've been paying attention, what do you make of the season that 42nd overall pick Maxime Raynaud is having back-to-back 30-point games? It's the first time a Kings rookie has done that since 1993. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, look, he was a player that I did when I looked at the draft back in June, and prior to the draft, I had as a first-round player, and some of the draft analysts that I had on my show were talking him up quite a bit, and I was quite positive about what the Kings did in the draft. I thought they nailed both their picks. I thought the moves they made sense. I thought they got a lot of value in both those guys. I think that Raynaud's scoring ability is clearly on show at the moment. It takes time, and obviously there are circumstances around how he's getting these opportunities. I think I'd like to see a little bit more defensively, and he showed us some of that towards the end of his career in Stanford, where he turned into more of a rim protector. That hasn't really translated across, but I don't think it hasn't been disastrous at this point. I think there's a pretty clear, strong future for Raynaud, whether it is as a long-term, like high-level starter, or just one of those, not like, I don't even know what the right term is, like a guy who's like, he's put him in there, he plays his 30 minutes, he has really good nights, and he improves, but he doesn't become a foundational piece. But yeah, you can lock him in as let's say 5 to 7 year starter at center. I've been impressed with what he's done basically since he started taking over that backup role early in the season. I think it's been impressive what he's been doing. And like of late, again, we all have to take the stuff that happens in March in context with who's available, who's not, where the priority is going. But some players get their priority onto them and it doesn't work out. And I think it's been really good. And he's a clear bright spot for the future. Is he the number one guy? Like, no, but that doesn't matter. Like, you need these other pieces around the guy when you actually get them. And I think Raynaud's shown that at least now you can go, okay, we feel good about his prospects as we move forward.
What did you think up to this point, at least? What do you think about Nick Clifford? It's been a little bit different. He hasn't had the full opportunity from the start really to get those minutes, but he's come on a little bit late and shown some things. What have you looked at overall with his season and how it's turned out from the number 24 overall pick?
I think with Clifford, part of it is like he came in as an older rookie, obviously, and he did a lot of different things in a lot of different areas in college. Like sometimes he'd play lead ball handler, he'd work on his shooting, he'd become a high level shooter, and he'd do a whole bunch of different things. So sort of trying to find his role in the NBA, which he hasn't yet, obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time. It was rough early on. There's been a lot of rough shooting nights, but I think the thing that's impressed me the most with Clifford so far has been his ability to work defensively, to generate defensive turnovers. That's a relatively consistent thing that he's doing, and that's generally a pretty good sign for younger players in terms of feel for the game and just understanding where they need to be. Like, will he ever be a high-level shooter? That seems unlikely, but things like that can happen. But I think his ability to be there and have that good positional size and to be able to shift up and down the positional spectrum as well is an important thing. And again, will he be a foundational starter? Probably not, but that's okay. Also, like, he can be this guy that plays 27 minutes off the bench. He can start as your fourth starter, and he can do different things. You need him to handle the ball. He can do a bit of that. And the shooting is as with most players, it's going to be the thing that makes or breaks where he goes. But I think the impressive part has been that defensive ability that he's shown, the ball hawking ability that he's shown, and that just generating events that lead to turnovers is a key part. And rookies having that awareness is a good thing to see. And again, if you want to talk about the Kings season, you know that it's been disappointing for many reasons, but like what Clifford and Raynaud have shown, especially when you go, I love the draft picks, and they come in and you go, this is why I loved them. And that gives you something, okay, well, we nailed these ones, and now let's see what goes on from there.
Josh Lloyd from Locked On Fantasy Basketball joining us. Josh, we haven't spoken since the beginning of the year, and one of the major things to happen to the Kings this year was their decision to move on for both Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis, sending them to Cleveland, getting DeAndre Hunter back in return. What did you make of that move for both sides, but especially with Hunter, who the Kings haven't really gotten too much of a look at him because he got his eyeball scratched. But what do you make of that move here in Sacramento?
Matt, look, I'm confused. Like, I don't really get it. But look, I was confused to begin with. Like, I understand. There's a number of ways to look at it. I did not agree at all with prioritizing bringing in Dennis Schroeder. Like, not at all. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I told you that at the time. I said, like, I don't understand what they're doing here. I think there is a positive to realizing, oh no, we made a mistake, right? And let me correct my mistake. But attaching Keon Ellis, who was getting DMPs for whatever reason, I don't understand. Now he's playing 26 minutes, 30 minutes a night on the Cavs. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then also prioritizing DeAndre Hunter as the return part of that. Also, I don't really understand. Now, again, the Kings roster is bereft of forwards. There's no one who has that real size outside of Keegan Murray, who's been out for most of the season. But Hunter's an older player on an expensive contract. He gives the patina of a 3-and-D player, but he's inconsistent with his shooting. His defense is not that good anymore. If you're looking to rebuild or move off of assets, I don't understand why he was the priority to come back in that sort of a package. So you had one mistake. You were positive to try and get off the mistake, but then I think you did it in a way that was a negative anyway. So it just, all of that decision-making, dumping Alice as an attachment to get off of a mistake you made with Schroeder, and then the guy you bring in, I don't know really where he fits on the team moving forward or what he actually brings to make them better in the future.
What are your current thoughts on Keegan Murray? Because he's pretty much not played this year. I mean, he's had injuries, unfortunately. We're hoping that this is just a one-year kind of fluke with the injuries because he hasn't had an injury history. But it's been frustrating for, I know, the organization, for fans, and then he had just gotten that contract extension.
Kayla, it's an interesting thing with Murray because Matt may remember this is back when he had his rookie season. I was probably one of the more down guys on Murray as a prospect in terms of where I thought he was going to go and what his upside was. There was a ton of helium about he's going to be this guy. I'm not sure about all of that. And as you all know, his shooting numbers have regressed every year basically since his rookie season. And the injury thing, basically majority of unless there's degenerative problems and continual ligament issues, like most injury stuff is fluky. And we've seen that. You have a calf, you hurt your hand, you hurt your ankle. Like it's fluky. It happens. Like him escaping those injuries is just as much good luck as this is bad luck that happened this season. But in the past, I'd been impressed with Murray in the very few chances that he was given, hey, like these guys are out. Can you ramp up and be a number one option? He went, all right, cool, let me do it. And it worked okay. But I thought this season when those opportunities were there, it didn't really look as good. And his ability to be that guy, which I think the Kings want him to be, like, hey, you can be our number one offensive guy or number two guy that works there, has some defense, can handle the ball, and has some shooting ability, has some creation ability. I don't really think that I've seen much growth in all of that over the last couple of years outside of those couple of games in the first 2-3 seasons where he was given that opportunity, but it hasn't really shown this season. So I'd be not concerned. I think he's still going to be a solid player. I'd be worried about the shooting aberration, whether the rookie season was the aberration or there's just been weirdness over the next few years. And I'm just not sure where Sacramento sort of views him. Like, what do they think the player is going to be? Because that's all, that's when you talk about disappointments or positive things, like what do you want him to be? Do you want him to be an all-star level wing creator? I think you'd be disappointed. Do you want him to be a solid, good to very good starter who can do little bits and pieces in different areas? Then you'll probably be okay at that. But I think that it's been disappointing for if you had sky-high hopes for Keegan this season. I didn't. So I look at it and go, yeah, this is sort of what I saw with him.
Josh Lloyd is not only kind enough to give us his time, he's literally starting his day with us over in Australia.
Right.
It's bright and early in the morning over there. So sorry you have to see my face first thing in the morning, Josh, but there's worse things I suppose you could be doing. I think you and I made the joke at the beginning of the year that the construction of this Kings roster was a lot like someone who didn't really know what they were doing in fantasy basketball, but just recognized a bunch of names and put them all together. The hodgepodge of veterans have not worked. And Josh, I'm not so certain that they're going to be able to move off of any of them going into next season. There wasn't much trade interest at all in DeMar DeRozan. The interest that they got for Domantas Sabonis was not the value appropriate for him. And I don't know if that's going to change at all this upcoming summer, not to mention whether or not they decide to bring back Russell Westbrook. Zach LaVine's contract, even though there's 1 year left, it's one of the worst contracts in the NBA. What do you make of, now that we have the context of how this season's gone, like this group of veterans and how desperate in your mind the Sacramento Kings should be to try and clean house as much as possible before next season?
I think a lot of that is going to depend on what happens lottery night and in the draft, like what sort of situation they end up in. If they get the number one pick, then it changes a bunch of things about how you're building, because obviously that number one pick is the guy you're building around. But like, we don't even have to get into the fact that now they've put their draft floor at pick number 8. So like if they end up with the 8th pick, then it's like, oh, is this the guy we're going to build around? Like probably not. Then like we have to sort of reassess how we're approaching what we do in the off season. Those contracts, it is tough. You're right. But you said something interesting, Matt, about they didn't get the value back in trade offers for Sabonis, but maybe that's just literally his value. Because at some point, the value is the value that the market sets. Like you can say, well, this guy's worth this much, and everyone goes, yeah, no, we're not paying that. So like that's the value now. So there has to come a point. And you know, I'd heard rumblings last offseason that Sabonis was like, I'm not really sure I'm super happy here in this organization anyway. So maybe he'd be like, I'm not sure I want to be here either, guys. Like I don't know how that's all going to play out, but there are certain situations, especially with the contracts that are starting to, you know, run their course, like DeMar DeRozan. He should be the easiest one to move off of because of the length that's left of it. And then the players like Levine, I don't know. You guys would know this more than me. You're a lot close to the situation. He just seemed incredibly frustrated all season. Because I know that he's a better player than what we saw from him this season. I thought he was, as most of the players were, incredibly misused. But he also just, there was no ability to use his strengths. And in situations where other guys are moved out, and you might consider it a net loss to move off some of these guys for not the value there, but some of that is part of it. It's like reversing the bad roster construction. If you move off of guys and it's a net loss, but the other players then get to do more and they work better and their value increases, then did you actually lose anything? And I think that could be the case. Like you dump DeMar DeRozan, you say you get a second round pick or something, whatever it is, right? You go, well, he's not worth that. Yeah, sure. But then Levine gets more space and he does more, and he's a net positive. And then you get more minutes for Clifford, who works better next to him than what DeRozan does. And all of those things end up as an overall positive versus looking at every single microtransaction as like, is that enough? Is that what we need to do? And sometimes you've got to just bite the bullet, dump these guys instead of trying to bring back a 29-year-old forward who's owed however many $1 million he's owed. That might put you into more of the tax next season.
Okay, so Josh, we have really actually enjoyed a couple things here, but one of the things here that we've enjoyed is the addition of Precious Achiuwa, which, by the way, give Perry credit for going and saying, okay, well, I guess we'll take you off the couch because no other teams were. He has been really good for the Kings here and has really given himself an opportunity to be looked at by other teams. Have you had a chance to watch his game at all here? And what do you make of just the strangeness of being on his couch and then getting an opportunity and obviously making the most of it?
He's an interesting player for a number of reasons. He has not been a guy that I thought was a positive NBA player for basically his entire career. And I thought there was a pretty clear reason why he wasn't being signed across the league, because I thought there was a lot of the things that he did where he in his previous stops had been like, okay, give me the ball and let me be Precious. And I go, that's not really going to work at this sort of point in your career in the NBA. But to his credit, he's been really impressive. He's been doing a lot more of the harder work, the dirtier things in terms of grabbing the boards and even having that ability, like we talked about earlier with Keegan Murray. Like when the opportunity is there, like he did ramp it up, but then when he needs to, he has pulled back some of the usage stuff. Is he like a starting caliber power forward on like a team that's battling for the playoffs? Probably not. But you need these sort of guys who now, he's 26, he's been in the league for a while. He's more finding what his actual role is. And I think there's a little bit more adaptability to what he's doing. It has been a huge positive for the Kings. I still don't think that he's a guy that at times I've been critical of Sacramento and the prioritization of minutes, of like him getting minutes over some more developing players, but he's played well. He's worked hard. And I think there's been some significant changes in his overall game, which were areas I've been critical of him in the past.
Josh, I know talking Sacramento Kings basketball is so compelling, but I'm going to break your heart and expand it outside of Sacramento to the rest of the league. Sorry to do that to you. Are you keeping tabs on the chaos of this Milwaukee Bucks Giannis Antetokounmpo situation? It feels like the entire league is going to be on hold this summer until the Bucks ultimately make a decision or a trade is made. This ownership situation, as Ramona Shelburne laid out in Milwaukee, is just crazy. What do you make of this saga that's played out now too long, it feels like, involving Giannis and the Bucks? And it seems like the rest of the league is like, let's just get this over with at this point.
Yeah, man. I think like you nailed it there. Like it's just too long, man. Like I'm over it. Like I'm just over this stuff. I'm over Giannis being like, no, man, I really want to stay, but what if I don't? And then the Bucks ownership being like, well, we might trade him, but also no, we definitely don't want him. We will make all these short-sighted moves to try and keep him, and they're not going to work. Like these, I think that like I'm gonna have to double check this, but they signed Alex Antetokounmpo to a two-way contract. I don't think he's played a single minute this season. I'm gonna have a look at that. He has played 0 minutes. So he's just there. Like, so they've just burnt a whole two-way. Now, is that important? Maybe not. But it's a two-way contract spot for a team that's going nowhere. They could use for development. He hasn't played a single minute all season. Thanasis has played 94 minutes. Okay, that's something at least. But Alex has played 0 minutes. And you do all these things, these moves, these short-sighted type of moves to try and make him happy. It's not going to make him happy. And I just don't know. Both sides can be at fault here. I think they are, with Giannis trying to do the it seems like he's trying to do the thing of like, I'm not going to ask for a trade. I'm going to do everything in my power to make you trade me away so I look good and you look bad. That's the way it feels. And they're not going to buy into that. I think a lot of their problems stemmed from maybe what's happening with their coaching situation at the moment, which is bottom 3 in the NBA. And maybe that needs to be the first thing they address. But I don't know that that's going to change anything given the moves that have happened over the last 2 to 3 seasons from the front office. I don't know if there's anything that's fixing it. They just need to be like, all right, you don't worry about waiting for this extension, which you can't sign until October 1st anyway. And given the apparent acrimony between him and the front office, I don't think he's going to go out there on July the 3rd and go, hey guys, by the way, I'm definitely signing on October 1st, plan for it. He's going to be like, oh, we'll see what happens. And so then nothing can happen anyway on October 1st. I think they need to just rip the Band-Aid off. It might be unpopular, but you know what becomes popular? When your team is good and you win. And I'm sure there's not a single Bucks fan at the moment that's sitting here going, man, what a good season it's been. Giannis is still around. It's been so good. What a great year we've had. I've loved every second of it because it's been miserableness every single day, basically. And I can't really see that changes with like, how are their opinions going to change? Because they've got no real avenues to improve the team in a significant way.
So a player that's been phenomenal for his organization and kind of getting them to where they're at is Cade Cunningham. Yeah. And we heard the devastating news just recently that he has his collapsed lung. We don't know an exact timeline. What do you make of this, and how does this affect the Pistons in terms of the run they can make? I know he can come back, obviously, but this is pretty serious.
Yeah, it is. And like returns from collapsed lungs in the NBA, the timelines are pretty they're pretty different. Like Terrence Jones a few years back made it back within 2 weeks. I think that's pretty optimistic to expect Cade to do that. Normally it's about 15 games is the average missed time for that, which would put him right at the end of the regular season. So like it's obviously like they're going to have no chance if Cade isn't available in the playoffs, and they might be ripe for a first round upset if that is end up what happens. He's not available. I think the chances are good that he's able to be back and ready to go just before the playoffs would be my guess, or at the start of that first round, and having that little gap when the play-in is on will help immensely. So it's not great, but it's not a situation here where I'm worried that he's going to miss the entirety of the playoffs. I do think we're probably 3 to 4 weeks is a decent sort of time frame on that. And that would be sort of, if there was ever a time to do it, it's like you're sort of locked in your seeding spot, which can change a little bit, but you should still be able to come back for the playoffs. So you're missing this time, you refresh some stuff. It might end up okay. And I'm feeling relatively positive about it, even though it's like not a great thing, clearly.
Final thing for you, Josh. One thing is, even if Cade comes back, it sounds like he's not going to be back in time to hit that 65-game eligibility. The fact that Cade Cunningham is not going to be eligible for All-NBA and stuff, I mean, it's just a tragedy in its own right. So the NBA obviously has to look at that 65-game rule. They have to look at tanking. They're looking at expansion. The NBA has a lot of work to do. What do you make of all those 3 topics and more, that the NBA is going to be very busy this summertime, changing some things and taking a hard look at the state of the league?
The 65-game rule, Matt, was something that as soon as it was announced, I was like against it. I said, this is an insane rule to make. It's going to lead to a bunch of unintended consequences of players who do not represent the story of an NBA season receiving awards, being eligible for contracts that they're not, their play probably doesn't deserve, creating that sort of negotiation stalemates between teams. All because there was a mislabeling of the way that teams were approaching injuries. Or every player doesn't want to play. They're all just sitting, everyone just resting. What about the fans and their money? If we put this rule in, everyone will play. But people miss more games now. And the fast we already saw with Tyrese Halliburton last season, where it was just he'd come in, he'd limp around for 20 minutes to hit the 20-minute mark, come out at 20 minutes and 1 second, so he could generate 65 games of 20 minutes to be eligible for all NBA. Like, that was always one of those things. And you see players that sometimes when they need to have the time because they're injured, they push through something a little bit more, they get injured. We saw this the last 2 years as well with a bunch of injured players in the playoffs, because when the intensity has ramped up in the playoffs and these guys have battled all these injuries throughout the season to try and make sure they hit this 65 game mark, because there were a bunch of disingenuous people complaining about things without accurately portraying what actually was happening with the injury statuses in the NBA, like just calling people they're soft, they just don't want to play, all they want to do is sit on the sidelines, when guys are dealing with significant degenerative issues. And that led to this rule, which again was a short-sighted and insane rule to begin with. It does need to go. It never should have been instituted. And also, the other part of that is that the people who vote for the awards, this rule tells the general public, hey, we don't actually trust these people voting for the awards to make any sort of appropriate decisions, but here you go, they're going to tell you who the MVP is. Because if they can't make that way up of like, hey, is a 63 game guy, is he played enough to be better than the worst player who's played 80 games? Like, okay, like, then you don't trust them to make that call. Then why do you trust them to make any decision that allegedly has these historical landmark decisions through the NBA and awards, all that sort of stuff? The tanking thing is clearly, to me, an incentive thing. Like, it's not about, we're going to put these punishments involved because teams will find ways around that. It's just when the incentive is there and your aim is to win, you will do what you can get to win, which means looking at what the incentives are. Now, how that changes, I don't know what it is. Something we'll have to happen with. I think the protected picks part of it is a really good start. The expansion thing I also think is a good idea, and it should have happened a long time ago. To me, there are a lot of good players in the NBA who are stuck in roles that they'd be allowed to thrive in different scenarios. Now, a lot of the arguments will be, well, look how many bad teams there are. I think that's a really bad argument for a start, because we're talking about a sport, right? So it doesn't matter how many teams you have, how many good or bad teams you have. Someone has to lose and someone has to win.
Right.
There is not like, oh man, the league is so strong, everyone finished with a record of over 500. Impossible. Like, it is literally impossible for that to happen. If you have 10 teams, 5 of them are still going to be bad. Or 4 of them are going to still be bad. It doesn't matter. And then when you pair that with the incentive of, hey, if we're bad and we get a little bit extra bad, we get this draft pick which will make us be good later on. Well, of course, there are teams that are going to start to get worse because of that incentive spot in there. There is never a situation we go, well, the league is so healthy now, every team is good. It will never happen. So you would never expand at any point. To me, it's the talent level in the league is good enough to do it. I don't believe this increases tanking because you add 2 more teams, but that just means that, like, okay, so now this is the 14th team going to start tanking? No, that doesn't happen now. Like, that's not what it's going to do. It's going to spread some talent around. It's going to create some difficult decisions for teams. I think it is overdue, but also, again, as we learn from the 65-game rule, I think we need to push back on some of these narratives like, oh, the league, there are too many teams with bad records. Yeah, because that's literally how sport works. Like, there's always going to be bad teams. When you have a binary result in a game, there has to be bad teams. So if we get that thinking out of it, I think people will come around to the idea a bit more.
Well, Josh Lloyd will make sure your fantasy team isn't bad, or at least he'll do his best, unless you're like me and you're hopeless and there's nothing you can do anyway, even if Josh gives you all the time and attention he possibly can. Josh, you're the man. I appreciate you. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again. Enjoy your day that's just getting started over there in Australia, and we'll talk again very soon, my friend. Keep up the amazing work that you always do.
Thanks, Matt and Kayla. Good to be here.
Thank you.
Josh Lloyd is the absolute best. We will take the break. When we come back, it's Kyle's curveball, but we have to answer Steven's question too. Our career highlights. Hopefully, Kayla's got something in mind. I know I do. We'll be right back with that. And to wrap up the show, Whitey Gleason joins us. No Alan Stiles. It's his birthday weekend. The Drive Guy will be with us to wrap up the show too. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
It's Friday afternoon, which means it's time to get crazy. It's Kyle's Curveball on Matt and Kayla.
Before we get to Kyle's Curveball, really quickly, I want to answer the question that the great Steven, one of our wonderful callers, asked us before we had to get to Josh Lloyd. He asked for both of us, what is our career highlight? Kayla and I both have backgrounds in television. I was here at ABC 10 in Sacramento for years. Kayla's been all over the freaking country doing TV
right?
and radio work. Kayla, do you have your career highlight?
First.
Okay, so I'm going to fence it a little bit because I have three that come to mind. Number one is covering the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And being able to be there for the Super Bowl and just experience that. Super Bowl week is hectic. We probably worked over 100 hours that week. It's chaos. But it's unbelievably fun. It's an adrenaline rush. Being there at the game, the biggest sporting event in the world, being able to experience Vegas in that way, that was tremendous. So that one's definitely in the top three for me. Number two is being in Portland the night that the Sacramento Kings clinched their playoff spot and into their playoff drought. And for those Kings fans who have been through it all, it was a long time coming. And emotions got the better of me that night, but to be there for that historic moment was pretty cool. And there's a picture that I still have of all the Sacramento media that made the trip, including Carmichael Dave, that made the trip to Portland to be there for that moment. And that's a pretty cool picture that I have and a memory that I have. And then finally being there in the Golden One Center for Game 1 of the playoffs, the atmosphere we've been waiting for so long, just that entire day. I got up, and I'm pretty sure the game was like early afternoon. I got up, and I was in Doco at like 8:30 a.m., and I just was there all day, just taking it in. Being a part of that was an incredible. So those are probably my career highlights. But
I thought you were going to say when you got laid out at a high school football game.
No, that was a low light for sure.
Both of us have had
got taken out. But I've gotten to be there for some pretty unbelievable like high school and prep sports moments. Got to be there for the first A's game in Sacramento. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed and lucky to be able to do what I do, and I'm looking forward to many, 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 many more years and moments to come, especially when the Sacramento Kings are having a championship parade through the streets of downtown Sacramento. Yeah. It's going to happen, damn it.
It is. It's going to happen, and we'll hopefully all be here for that. I've got too many to list because my career has been crazy, and I've covered a lot of different things that it's hard to compare. Mm-hmm. I mean, I covered the first ever college football championship when Ohio State won it.
Dope.
That's pretty phenomenal.
That's pretty rad.
It's pretty cool with Ezekiel Elliott and Joey Bosa and all those guys. But I am a baseball girl at heart, and nothing can take that away from me in terms of my true passion for a sport. It was originated from the game of baseball. And when I got to, at the time in Columbus, Ohio, I started to build relationships 2 years prior with they have the AAA Cleveland Indians there, the Columbus Clippers. Phenomenal organization, by the way. And so at the time, I started to build relationships with these players that eventually were going to get called up. So Francisco Lindor is the biggest name that you'll know from that time, who then got called up. And because of my relationship that I had built with the Clippers, when the Cleveland, now Guardians, Indians at the time, got hot in 2016 in particular, I was established so much that they were like, we're sending Kayla up there. So I went there throughout the year, and then they started to make their run.
Yeah.
And clearly they made their run all the way to the World Series, which I was a part of every step of that.
That was a crazy World Series,
to
too.
cover a 7-game World Series where you are literally going and traveling every other night, or to, whatever it is, back and forth. I did not sleep at all. And we drove to Chicago when they were on the road because there's never any money in local sports.
Of course not.
We also drove to Cleveland because Cleveland's 2.5 hours from Columbus. So we were driving to all the games, and we would stay obviously when it was like 2 in a row or whatever. To be there for that, the switch of momentum in the series was insane. Like from the Indians being in charge to then the Cubs taking the momentum, and then Game 7 in Cleveland. When I run into Charlie. The actor, I'm like spacing it.
Sheeran.
Charlie
Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, literally in the stands when I'm going to get a hot dog, and Charlie Sheen is there.
Pretty cool.
Like Major League Baseball. Like,
LeBron,
what are we talking
was
about?
There. LeBron
LeBron was there. The Cavs were actually doing their run at the same time.
Yep.
It was insane.
Amazing.
And then at the very end, the insanity of that whole series to the very end, when literally they had the rain delay, and the momentum literally shift back the other way. And they're running the champagne back and forth between the Indians locker room and the Cubs locker room until the very last, minute where this game was unfolded and the Cubs won, which that was the heartbreaking part. But,
it was history for the Cubs, though.
In history for the Cubs, I got to see happen. There was nothing like it. That was one of the coolest things.
Phenomenal story. I love those stories. All right, Kyle, do we have time still for Kyle's curveball? Sorry about that.
Kayla took up half of the
game.
I did too. I took up more.
We could do a short version.
Yeah, let's do a quick one.
All right. It's March Madness.
Yep.
So I came up with a little game. Yesterday, Nebraska won for the first time ever at March Madness.
That's pretty rad.
High Point won for the first time ever at March Madness. So we're going to play a quick game of, has this team ever won a game at March Madness?
Ooh,
I'm going to give you
fun.
schools. You tell me
fun.
if they've won at March Madness. So if I say Sacramento State, your answer would be?
No.
No. But if I give you UC Davis, your answer would be?
Yes.
Yeah. They won a first 4 game a few years ago. So we're going to start off.
That was a fun year, by the way. UC Davis was amazing that year.
It was before I got there, but it did seem very fun. Also, their women's team's been to the tournament a bunch.
Yes.
Anyways, so real quick here, we're going to start off. Let's go with UC Santa Barbara. Has UC Santa Barbara ever won a game at March Madness?
I'll say yes.
Yes.
I think they have.
You are correct. Back in 1990, Santa Barbara beat Houston in the first round of March Madness.
None of us, well, sorry, 2 of us were not alive.
Yeah.
You were.
I was not alive either.
1 year old.
No, Kayla wasn't alive yet.
Just born.
I was very young.
Newborn. You were born that day, in fact.
It's a baby.
All right. Next up on our game, how about UC Irvine? Has UC Irvine ever won a game at March Madness?
No.
I'll say yes. Why not?
UC Irvine has won 1 game in their program
Shout out all the
history.
UCs. Let's go, UCs.
Yes, 2019, they beat Kansas State as a 13 seed.
Damn right. We know how to hoop in California.
Yeah. Next up, let's go with, how about another California school? How about Cal State Fullerton?
Oh, that's a baseball school.
That is a baseball school.
No, they haven't.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, they have, just to keep the trend going for California.
Matt George would be correct.
What the heck?
Back in 1978,
Damn.
Cal State Fullerton made the Elite Eight at March Madness.
Holy
wowzers.
Yes. I believe up until just recently, Henry Turner, all-time leading scorer at
That's right.
Cal State Fullerton.
I should have known
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, our guy Henry
Cal
Turner.
State Fullerton. Okay.
Yeah.
Great baseball.
All right, let's keep California schools going. How about San Jose State? Have the San Jose State Spartans ever won at March Madness?
Ooh.
I would say no. I don't think they have.
Well, I got to say no now because it's got to be no.
And Kayla just hating on all these schools, but this time you're correct. Yes. Well, they haven't. You guys were correct.
Okay, good. I was I've had too many no's.
Yes, San Jose State has never won a game at March Madness, unfortunately.
Dang.
It's coming. It's coming,
Sparty,
San Jose.
the
Keep
other
your head
Sparty.
up.
How about Fresno State? Has Fresno State ever won a game at March Madness?
Bulldogs.
Oh my gosh, they have a good sports program though.
I'm going to say no, but I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to say yes.
I like that.
Kayla is correct.
Yay!
In
Bulldogs.
1982 and 2001, Fresno State won first-round games at March Madness.
Go Dogs.
They're my enemies now though, you guys. They're in the Pac-12 now.
The Cougs.
Yep.
So how has this gone? Where Washington State and Gonzaga are in the same conference last couple years?
For basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Hasn't been great.
Does it get pretty...
Washington State's not good at basketball.
Oh.
They were when back in the day.
Hot Honey Jones.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the
Clay
old...
Thompson? You know that name?
Yeah.
Heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we got a couple more here. Lightning round. How about let's go with North Dakota State. Has North Dakota State ever won at March Madness?
No. It's not in California. We say no.
Oh my gosh, I think they have.
Oh, well, you're probably right.
Well, North Dakota State did win 2014.
Yeah.
They won
that's
a
right.
first-round
I do
game
remember
Shame
that.
on that.
Yeah.
at March Madness. How about South Dakota State?
Oh my gosh, no on that one.
I'll say yes, just to flip the Dakotas.
South Dakota State 0-7 in their March Madness history.
Football was good.
How about Hawaii? Has Hawaii? They just lost to Darius Acuff. Have they ever won?
They had an incredible year this year.
They did.
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes too.
Come on, Hawaii.
Hawaii in 2016 beat
Let's
Cal
go.
Berkeley for their one and only win.
Wow, that's a pretty cool.
Couple more. How about
That's a
Cal
pretty cool,
Poly
cool.
Slow?
Wait, what was it?
Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Oh.
I'm going to say no.
No.
Cal Poly Slow won a first 4 game back in 2014 for their one and only March Madness win. They beat Texas Southern in the Dayton first round, the play-in round.
I'm gonna yell at my sister-in-law who went there, and she never told me that.
Yeah,
All right, 2 more here real quick. Boise State.
Yes.
Yeah, they've won.
Boise State 0-10 in their March Madness history.
Yikes.
They have been 10 times and never won a game at March Madness. And last but not least, how about University of Pacific down there in Stockton?
The Tigers.
Ooh.
They have.
I want to say yes.
They have. They hoop over there.
Pacific has won 4 times
There we
in
go.
March
I was
Madness.
like, I'm pretty sure they have.
I believe not since the 90s.
Pacific
it was
can
early.
hoop. That
Yep.
school. By the way, great place to go and catch a game. Great
Yeah,
gym,
I've heard
great
it
atmosphere. University of Pacific,
Gonzaga
phenomenal place
would
to
play
catch a
them.
game. We will take a break. When we come back, Whitey Gleason and Whitey Gleason alone, the drive guy today. But he's got Jay Johnson with him because Alan Stiles is having his birthday weekend. Whitey Gleason joins us next for the final crossover of the week. It's Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found tax relief advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Declaration of Deals sales events?
We're pledging our allegiance to deals and savings. Right now, you can save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs, or save thousands of finance charges with 0% financing for 60 months and up to $9,000 Hoblet discount.
Wow, $0% and up to $9,000. That's pretty amazing.
We're here to help you save on your next new truck. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, your perfect Ram is waiting. And if you didn't hear, the iconic 5.7-liter Hemi is back. We have over 60 available with 40 in stock.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after $57.94 factory rebates, $82.06 Hoblet discount, and $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership. Rebates include $500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members. 5 at this net savings, 0% for 60 months, must finance through SFS for well-qualified buyers in lieu of all rebates. $16.67 per thousand borrowed. See dealer for details.
Russell Peters, Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
Saturday, April 18th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her and thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Russell Peters, Relax World Tour.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Whitey Gleason joining us, the drive guy today.
Hello.
Alan Stiles is out for the weekend for his birthday. Happy birthday to Alan Stiles. The big 5-0 for Alan Stiles. Congratulations.
That's nice.
Alan's over the hill.
Midlife crisis for Alan. Don't buy a motorcycle.
Nice.
He'll buy a Lamborghini.
By the way, should I be offended? He's got some things going on, which is his birthday.
Yeah.
And he was telling Jay and I about it a couple days ago during a break. And then he throws it. He goes, oh, yeah, you guys can come if you want. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, just like.
Second.
Just like, no, it's okay. I was yesterday. I reached out to him to ask if he wanted to play in a tournament that I got a free spot or got invited to play in a pretty big tournament around here. And he took about 9 hours to answer, and then just said, "When you need to know by."
Yeah.
Okay, Alan, don't worry. Whenever on your time, pal,
right.
on your time, whenever you're done celebrating, you just let me know. I'll just wait here
Big
until
timer.
you're ready.
Right.
Wow.
But we had Steven, one of our great callers. I imagine he calls into your guys'
Met
show
him
too.
once
He's
out
awesome.
at the arena.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He's super cool. One, he called it because we were talking about music tastes, and Kayla and I both shared that we're not really like big metal people, but Steven is a metal fan. He says Kayla's personality is actually perfect for metal music. And then he asked us a great question. He asked us about career, like biggest career moments or career accomplishments, just some of our biggest moments, like we made it type moments. Do you have a moment in your career in radio covering sports or whatever, just a moment that you always think back to, a story that you tell, just like, this was like the pinnacle of I'm doing what I've meant to do type moment?
No, but I'm still hoping today's the day.
Today's depression.
Let me think about that one. Let
it cook a little bit.
But I do have something very important for you both.
Oh.
And it has to do with what you were just talking about. Because I heard you today talking about your Tupac Tuesday.
Yeah.
I thought that's a great idea. So I got right on the phone. What I did is I got right on the phone with, Richie, our new boss.
Yep.
Like, Richie, we got to work on it. He's like, of course. Richie saw the promise too. So he and we kind of put together a list for you. So this is what we have for you.
I'm terrified.
This is actually top secret, but this is the Matt and Kayla Music Theme Days list.
Okay.
This is official.
Yes.
All right.
It's been up the chain, back down the chain, all the way down the chain, back up, all the way. So
sponsored, right?
Not yet.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Dang it.
First we have, and I know this, she's not going to love this, but as Steven said, we start off with Metal Mondays. Yeah.
All right.
Don't know the words, but the cake done.
Metal Mondays. Then we've got, and you guys already have this was your idea. This is what started it all off. Tupac Tuesdays, right? You're going to go to your Tupac Tuesdays.
I know the beat now.
It's all about
It's
you
the
one
same
time.
beat, Matt.
No, I know, but I know it now because she told me, she yelled at me.
Oh, because we made fun of you.
Well, that too.
By the way, I could have sworn that when you were talking about Slipknot, I could have sworn Kayla said, "Oh, I know that song. I just don't like it."
No, she said,
That
I've
band.
heard that music. I just don't like it.
That band.
So, Metal Mondays, Tupac Tuesdays.
Yep.
Wu-Tang Wednesdays.
All right.
I'm in. This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
Oh,
this is
already approved.
This is authorized.
Yep.
Yeah. So Metal Mondays, Tupac Tuesdays, Wu-Tang Wednesdays, followed by Third Eye Blind Thursdays.
Oh. Wait, that's all
Not
we
that
get?
one. It was supposed to be a different one.
Oh.
I was like, wait, what song is this?
Yeah.
Just one guitar riff.
I know.
I guess Kyle wanted something else.
Oh, third
Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like their biggest song.
It would be. It's pretty obvious. It's.
Yeah, that's what I said. He wants something else.
I want something else.
And then we're not sure about Fridays. Richie and actually, Kyle and I were going back and forth. We came up with we're doing the double F, right? Franz Ferdinand Fridays. I don't know how you guys feel about Franz Ferdinand Fridays. You know Franz Ferdinand, about 2002.
Didn't he run for office?
Well, they're named after
Oh, is this? That's the song?
This is Franz Ferdinand.
This
yes.
is Franz Ferdinand?
Yes.
Matt,
yes.
who do you wait, because you're on to it here.
No, Franz Ferdinand sounds like a
Did you
general.
forget who Franz Ferdinand actually is running for office?
Did he really?
Franz Ferdinand's like
someone say
an
that?
Austrian who was assassinated that started World War I.
Oh.
That's where they got their name. But there you go.
Yeah,
I
kind
hope
of
you
ran
like
for
it.
office.
I knew it sounded something.
Metal Mondays, Tupac Tuesdays, Wu-Tang Wednesdays, Third Eye Thursdays, and Franz Ferdinand Friday.
Let's go.
We might have to workshop the last one.
How about Freaky Friday?
Freaky Friday?
What would we play for that other than
Funky
just
Friday?
the one song that's
Oh,
called
we
Freaky
should do
Friday?
Funky
Funktown
Friday.
Funk You Up. Funktown
That's
Funk You Up.
Uptown Funk. Uptown Funk. Funktown Funk. Get out of here.
I said you don't know. Who said take me home?
By the way, I agreed with something Steve Kerr said. I bet you Jay and I are going to go head to head on this because Jay and I don't agree on Kuminga and Kerr.
Right.
But what Steve Kerr said, and you guys talked about Steve Kerr saying, he should have been drafted by a worse team.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for 5 years.
Yeah,
I
but
saw it happen,
Whitey
and I
was
said
on
it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but you're not Steve Kerr though.
No, I'm not.
But my I don't know how much if you heard it, but my whole takeaway from that really wasn't much to do with Jonathan Kuminga as much as it was kind of Steve Kerr pointing out, hey, maybe we shouldn't have done this whole 2 timeline thing where we got Wiseman and Kuminga because it didn't work and it wasn't going to work. To me, my interpretation of that was he was more addressing the fact that the Warriors as an organization probably misplayed that.
Yeah?
That
You mean they weren't wise?
Do you know who they really liked, who had a workout that they really liked? And you can ask your buddy Leandro Barbosa about this. Franz Ferdinand, but Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner, yeah.
They really liked.
Franz
in Golden State?
Yes.
Well, the Kings.
So some liked him and some, wanted
The Kings
Kuminga.
loved him too. I can tell you firsthand, without a shadow of a doubt, He falls one more spot. He's a Sacramento King, and everybody's thrilled. They loved him. He got taken by Orlando, damn you, and the Kings ended up with Davion Mitchell.
Yep. I remember it well. So anyway, I agree with Coach Kerr in this regard. And I also think there's other things to it that he doesn't really want to say.
Sure.
You don't want to say, look, this guy didn't do this, he didn't do that. Or, you don't want to do that. So, well, I think he'd have been better off getting drafted by a
I'm excited to hear that discussion on your show with you and Jay. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Do not agree on that at all.
You've always been, even when I filled in on the Drive guys, you were always not a JK believer necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Obviously,
he's
turning some heads.
Ground.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
He's not going to the other side. He's standing his ground. I was like, hey, JK, give him a chance. Give him a chance.
What? What were you like?
I don't know. This is clearly Friday.
Was that your mafia? Was that your mafia boss?
Give him a chance.
I don't know what she's doing. What is she doing?
She's doing if Mae West were in The Godfather.
Let me make you a deal. Give him a chance.
That's what I think you're going for, but this is you.
Give him a chance.
I don't know, but it was too.
Thank God I'm not that low.
It's like if the Green Goblin was in The Godfather.
Listen, Spider-Man, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse. Give him a chance.
Kayla Anderson, ladies and
Who's the coach of Atlanta? It's, of course,
Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder. He looks like the Green Goblin. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Now I'll never be able to
I
unsee
know.
that.
Same here. Oh,
Quinn
by
Snyder,
the way,
great guy, by the way.
I met Doug randomly yesterday.
Yep.
Just walking up the stairs.
Coach Doug Christie?
Yeah.
He was here.
Oh.
I was like, oh. I just go right up to him. I go, hey, I'm Kayla. Like, no hesitation.
No, you did not introduce yourself. You just assumed he knew who you were
Oh,
and
well,
then
even
asked
better.
your question.
No, Kayla went, hi, I'm from Spokane.
I did.
And he's like, yeah, cool, because we know how much Doug loves Washington.
And then I went into Rainier Beach because we used to play him at West Valley. And then he
Right.
goes, we just won another championship. I said, yes. Yep. I
never,
guess I didn't
you
introduce
never
myself.
know who you'll meet at
You never
KHDK.
know.
You just never know.
Well, it's usually Doug Christie.
But we do know that Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson will wrap up the week here on Sactown Sports. Kayla and I will be back on Monday after the riveting matchup of Kings Nets on Sunday. Kings are probably winning. Just telling everybody now.
Okay. Well, let's see because it
But
didn't go well.
We
yesterday.
shot well. Sixers,
Franz
Nets.
Ferdinand Friday continues with the Drive guys.
Listen, Franz Ferdinand, whatever. I'm Matt George. That is Kayla Anderson. I need a nap. Shout out to Kyle Ledbetter for another great week. Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson are next. The Drive guys here on Sactown Sports. We'll see you Monday.
Peace.